is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. To get champion, we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PNP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it all goes down, comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We get champion.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
Yes. Once again, welcome to my people. All right, let me just take the time to big up all the persons in the chat. All right, we have Dorothy McCoy, bless up yourself, Dorothy. Carla Banks, right? Beverly, Levina Miles, Falmouth Girl, 12, bless up yourself. Doglish, Dana Whitaker, all right. And we have JP Patel Krushank, right? And that's where it is. Now, while you're tuning, of course, all right, we have Melting Pot coming into the studio. All right, let me just hot pot. Now, Melting Pot, after the show, we're going to talk here.
All right, my brother.
Blessings. All right, that sounds good. Now, we have situations that, right, Jamaica, we need to address, right? Some serious situations that have been taking place, right, with our Jamaican youths. And I am going to get into the situation as it relates to display what is going on, the high level of police brutality, right? The high level of extrajudiciary killings, right? And it is quite concerning. And we have a new Indicom report, right, speaking in relation to those extrajudiciary killings. And it has now become a very serious concern to the to Indicom. So that goes to the gravity of how serious the situation is. All right, without any delay, let me just have Melting Pot to just meet and greet his people. Melting Pot.
Yeah, man, greetings and blessings as usual. You don't know. It's
All
a
right.
domestic sensation live Friday night edition. And as usual, I like to greet my people. Yeah. Just to know that you have all had a wonderful Friday and looking forward to an enjoyable weekend.
Yes.
But let's hope it's not a weekend like last weekend that encapsulate tragic circumstance in Commodore. You know, we want everything to be peaceful and nice so that our people can, just enjoy life.
Yes.
Because life is beautiful.
Exactly.
So once again, to all my, comrades tuning in, and to everyone alike, you understand, who tune in to the Mystic Sensation Live, like the people overseas, who don't really have Jamaican nationality, but love to listen to our program because they have so much love for Jamaica as an island and its people because of the very vibrant culture that we exhibit. You understand? And to some of my, well ardent supporters in the chat tonight. Ladybug, big up yourself. Enough love. Yeah, man. You don't know. You understand? Sister Pat out in Jamaica as usual. One of our ardent supporter who, spare the time to stay up with me and call in late on the show and add a little bit of spice to the pot. You understand? Because you don't know how sort of things, my people. We're all here to, just interact with each other. You understand? And share the facts as we find them around here. You don't know Mystic or the man where him very, very adverse to that type of, you know, solution where him can deep dive into corners, you understand, and come up with treasures, you understand? Yeah, man, treasure from down in at the bottom of the ocean, you know. Yes, but you don't know. We're gonna just keep the show on the road tonight for everybody. So have your popcorn beside you, have whatever you want to munch on, you know, and also have some fuel to take on board. I
There
yield
you
back the
go.
floor.
All right. Blessings, 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 blessing to the opening batsman there, melting pot. So Jamaica, as you know,
Sir B,
yes.
Sir B. Me have to go cut and tune in back. This is the same thing. Just give me a
Oh,
minute. Yeah.
all right. Cut and tune in, my brother. Cut and tune in. All right. So we have some serious situations that we have to address, right? The extrajudiciary killing. And even now, we haven't seen the Commissioner of Police or the Minister of National Security or Andrew Holness, right, come out and speak anything at all as it relates to extrajudiciary killing. And this is bad. This is bad, right? And remember, in terms of where our platform stand in the defense, right, of police officers, right? Because we are not anti-police, right? We are pro-police, right? So we support our police officers. But what we are talking specifically about, we are talking about police officers who have gone rogue, whether they have been authorized to do so, or they just gone rogue, right? Independently, right? So we have to address that situation in terms of, a democratic country, right? We don't want to be dealing with rogue police officers. So, let us show what we are talking about, the serious nature, right, of how some policemen are behaving. It's very, very, very concerning. Trust me, my Jamaican people. So let me just share this with my Jamaican people and let us look into that. Look at the situation, my Jamaican people. And I want every single person to really look on the situation and see, in terms of what I'm saying, that the behavior of some of our police officers is seriously, seriously concerning. Look on what transpired here.
Officers who conducted a pre-dawn operation in Steertown, St. Anne over the weekend are being accused of abusing their authority. The man they went in search of said he was nearly killed and has the scars to prove it. Details in this report.
From far, it looks like Devon Fallon is wearing a tight-fitted dark-colored necklace, but it's not. It's the mark of a near-death experience left allegedly by members of the security forces who beat him mercilessly. The Steertown resident said the incident unfolded around 4 a.m. Saturday when close to 20 police and soldiers turned up at his home.
I look outside and I see some bright lights, so I wake up my girlfriend to tell him by the time I start explain to her, me the door knock say police, so I open it. So when I open, 2 police come inside, one in a mask and one without a mask. So then say go down on your knee and put your hand where you can see them. So me do as me told. So after them go in the kitchen and come out back, then handcuff me. And next, I ask them if they have a warrant. Then say the warrant soon come.
But the promised warrant to search his home did not come soon. Instead came beatings, bruises, and scars.
One of them now take the fan card, wrap around my neck, put his foot in my back and start jay. So the fan card burst. So I pull out my shoes lace and make a slip knot, put around my neck and started to jay. Next thing, catch my head on the bed and put his foot on my head and start jay card tighter. Next thing, start give me some thumping on my face.
Mr. Fallon is adamant he's not a wanted man, insisting he's a fisherman. He explained, despite demands from the police to show them illegal guns, the only gun he could produce was his fishing gun, the tool he used at sea. He's upset that the state denied him basic needs while in their custody.
When they bring me to the hospital, Joe, the whole period of time, they never pull off the handcuff. So, me did it, Joe, the whole day, no food, no water.
And when he thought it could not get worse,
They come with a piece of paper and say I should sign. So I ask them what the reason why I should have signed. What the paper all about. He say I'm going to charge me for assaulting the police. So I say, I never assault the police. Why you want me sign a paper so I assault the police? Him say, him now ask me, him tell me if he sign.
the police report into the incident indicated they, quote, conducted a targeted raid at the premises in search of prohibited weapons, but nothing offensive or illegal was found. The police report also concluded that, quote, the duty ended without incident, end quote. The Independent Commission of Investigations INDICOM is probing the case. Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Soldiers and police officers who conducted a pre-dawn operation in Steertown, St. Ann.
My Jamaican people, you know, when I look at this, right? Let me just add a melting pot here. Yeah, when I look at this, what could I'm getting a feedback.
Echo.
Yeah, I'm getting a, okay. When I look at this, what could cause the police officers to, number one, enter this man's property without a warrant? What could have warranted the police officers to beat this man, hang an electrical cord around the man's neck, drag it? You can see the impression there. What? Our police officers, who are supposed to be civilized, well-trained, I want to know, I really want to know, Jamaica, after looking at that tape, what could have caused a behavior like this? What did this man do? Jamaica, this is very serious. For several policemen to have entered the residence of anyone without warrant is seriously concerning. Very, very, very concerning. And then beat this man to a pulp. And based on what I'm seeing there, I have to speak on attempted number 3. Because when you wrap an electrical cord around the man's neck and you are pulling it, mighty God, what could, I am asking our Jamaican brothers and sisters, what could summon a behavior like this? What causes it? No explanation given to him. And then, written a piece of paper, wanted him to sign. Sign what? Where he doesn't even aware of what is happening. So then, when the commissioner of police, who by now would have seen this, because this happened sometime like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, right? Where you'd have a situation that, of course, the Prime Minister would have seen this, the Minister of National Security would have seen this. No one comes out and speak on this issue. So what sort of leadership are we getting from our political representatives? What sort of leadership are we getting? Jamaica, let us speak. This man is not a gunman enough. This man is a fisherman. Fisherman. A fisherman. He was not told anything than police barged in his place, not showing any warrant, did not give him any reason, just instructed him to kneel, and afterwards beaten, reached to the point where electrical cord tied around his neck. This is madness. This is madness. And you have a government who claim that government is care, that government care for poor people. I want to ask Andrew Holness. I want to ask Andrew Holness and his administration. What Jamaicans have done you? Why you hate we so much? What have we done you that you hate we so much? Now let me just bring back Melting Pot in the space. This is crazy, my Jamaican people. Now I'm going to tell you how serious this is. It's becoming so concerning that even the Indicom chief has to engage this a couple days ago. The Indicom chief has to engage. Let us hear what the Indicom chief stated. Let us get into that. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Right? Now here it is, people. Fatal red flag. Now, this is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Right? We are a civilized society. We are not in primitive time. We are not in the primitive era. This is we are in modern society where we can rationalize. This is crazy. Now, fatal red flag. Indicom notes disturbing trend of women remove moments before police raids turn deadly. Want to hear that, people? We could get into the detail. In one of every 5 planned police operation in which a civilian is killed at home, a female occupant, if she is present, of the premises is either removed or barred from the ill-fated area moments before the cops open fire. You hear that, people? You hear that, people? This first paragraph is defining what is extrajudiciary killing. Killings without any justification. Extrajudiciary killing. Killing without any justification. Now, let us read on. According to the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indicom, this troubling pattern is becoming a hallmark of deadly police raids, mirroring other persistent failures such as tampering with CCTV footage. We had seen that. Failure to activate body-worn cameras, improper handling of weapons and evidence, and the widespread use of flawed search warrants. Now, in these operations, witnesses, often women or young children, are routinely removed from the scene before a so-called shootout begins. Want to hear that, people? Now, this is now becoming the norm. Quite the norm. Now, Indicom raised these concerns in its newly released Special Investigation Report on Planned Police Operation. When we talk about PPO, unveiled during a press conference at its Dumfries Road offices in New Kingston on Thursday, the Commission emphasized the increasing number of fatal encounters involving police officers. Between January 1 and September 30 of this year, people listen, 67 officers have come under investigation for alleged use of excessive force. Of those 67 officers, 49 have been charged with number 3. This is how grave the situation is. 49 of the 67 officers between January 1 and September 30. 67 officers, 49 have been charged with number 3. Now look at this. The trend in fatal police shooting has risen steadily over the years, with 127 in 2021, 134 in 2002, 155 in 2023, so I presume this is okay, and 189 in 2024. I presume that this is 2022. Now, up to September 2025, the police have killed 233 civilians. Mighty God. Up to September, I have to read that over. Up to September 2025, last month, the police have killed 233 civilians, with no month recording fewer than 20 fatal shootings. April was the deadliest, with 30 civilians killed, while September recorded the lowest toll at 22. No, man. Most of these deaths occurred during planned operations, yet only one such incident in 2024 involved a lead officer wearing a body camera, an officer who also discharges weapon. Ironically, that camera was not recording. So what happened? When they decided not to wear the camera, they decided not to turn. If they decided to wear the camera, they decided not to turn it on. So what it makes sense. And why the reason that you don't want transparency in terms of your activities? Why you don't want the public to know the truth of what transpired? The officer claimed he had turned it off while using the bathroom and forget to reactivate it. You know, hear them something, yeah, people. Jamaica, you know, hear them something, yeah. In 5 other non-fatal shooting cases in 2024, officers offered the same excuse. The same excuse being offered. They simply forgot to turn on their cameras. Indicom has rejected this explanation, especially during planned raids, stating that the absence of functioning body cameras undermines the constitutional necessity to ensure and safeguard the life of citizens, secure best evidence, and demonstrate that all necessary steps are taken. Highlighting the concerns about the removal of witness, Indicom referenced a 2023 case where police arrived at a home and were met by a woman at the door. Inside was a man known to the police and out on bail. Listen now, people. Officers reported that the woman chose to leave the property to urinate shortly before the man allegedly attempted to use a firearm. I want to hear them something, you know. You're going to tell me how many policemen showed up with M16, 9mm, and this one man all of a sudden go and take on all of them, the police there. Look into what is happening. Look into what is happening. And Andrew Wallace sit. Andrew Wallace, the Minister of National Security or Restaurant, and the Commissioner of Police, right, sit and not responding to any abuse of our citizen. So then let me ask the question then. So basically, based on what we have seen, it seems as if this is government authorized the police to behave like this, to go out and create mayhem against our citizens. Now, conversely, however, the report from the woman suggests that after the door was open, so I like them telling her, the woman is going to speak the truth now. The man stood behind and held on to her. Now, hear what the police don't say, person, no people. You don't come here, no people. Don't come here, so no. Hear the police. Officers reported that the woman chose to leave the property to urinate shortly before the man allegedly attempted to use a firearm. I kill him, you know. Now, here now. Conversely, however, The report from the woman suggests that after the door was open, the man stood behind and held on to her. The officers had a brief conversation with them before pulling the woman from the house to the veranda. You know, hear that, people? The woman said she then saw a policeman point a rifle at the man inside the house and open fire. Where are we going with this, Andrew Holness? Arsang, where are we going with this? Commissioner of Police, where are we going with this? The DPP, where are we going with this? PSOJ, you have not seen anything wrong? Umbrella Group of Church, nothing wrong? Business as usual? No, the cases are illustrative of the frequent contradiction observed in the testimony of both police and citizens, in which all officers corroborate each other but are vehemently contradicted by one, sometimes more, non-police witnesses. And in this time and so many events now, we have cameras that going against those police lies. Let me just take this away and talk to my people. Right? Let me just take this away and talk to my people. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy, my Jamaican people. This is absolutely crazy. This is absurd. Right? This is absurd. It has been a long cultural practice in terms of the police go in, kill people innocently, and claim shootout. We have seen cameras with the incident. Look at Territory Lane. Look at Territory Lane. What if there were no cameras? The police had already put a 38 revolver on the young man, claiming that the young man, right, proceeded to reach for the firearm amongst clothing, and they opened fire and defend themselves, and nothing like that. Nothing like that. CCTV proved otherwise, that the man was placed at a window and they fired up on him. And just to know that they are rolling back everything now and said it is what? Mistaken identity. How do you replace the life? How does this man gain back his life? You kill someone, tell lie, planted gun on him, and now claiming it is mistaken identity. What are you going to tell me if it was my son? After you attempted to tell lie on him, to frame him, and then coming back to say to me it is mistaken identity, then what happened to the gun where you want to plant on him? What happened to the gun that you wanted to plant on him? So many of these incidents. How do you bring back his life? That guy who got killed was a mixology. Have the police commissioner comes out, right, and speak an extrajudiciary killing? As the commissioner of police comes out and condemn the behavior of the police? Not even a slight condemnation. As the Minister of National Security comes out and speak in respect of that particular incident and many more incidents. As the Prime Minister comes out, but we say later down in the program, Prime Minister, we are going to show you how corrupted you are. Now, let me just bring in Melting Pot. Melting Pot, what's your take on the matter, my brother?
Well, as usual, you know where we stand on this, Sir Byron. And I mean, all our Jamaican people who tune into we, know where we stand on these issues. We know these issues are brutally, yeah, injustice done to our people. We know for a fact that our people has been used like lamb to the slaughter. But we also know that people from within high authority, such as the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister, did say to the general public, yeah, in regards to what we are seeing, that they should, the security men, them should act like this. Remember Dr. Crabbe saying, no, shoot them, don't even bring them to the hospital. The Prime Minister said 15-year radam, me to no maker, threaten all deportee to the island. You understand? And sometimes when a man get deported or a woman get deported, you know, I know because I'm a criminal, you know. No, just because of immigration law. But they are still law-abiding Jamaican residing overseas and was sending a lot of remittance to the country. But this is how our Prime Minister act, the lie minister, the crime minister, the wicked man where we know operate like a pharaoh in a Jamaica. So we already know. And we also know that the commissioner is unpicked by the head of the state, and the commissioner is a no-go show. Him not act like a commissioner. Remember the first them take office, you know, they brutally assassinate Romario Sterling. And that was the incentive and the grounds for him to stamp him authority and show to Jamaica that we have a commissioner that will be working on behalf of the citizen. But he was silent, tight lips, never hear a comment. And we see many more circumstances of gruesome number 3 being committed by the state that we don't hear anything from the powers that be.
Okay.
Nothing from the Prime Minister,
Okay.
who say every ghetto youth is a star.
No, it's slightly.
Nothing from the Minister of National Security, who also use ghetto youth to form his own gang. As we know, him operate Stone Crusher gang. Yeah. And nothing from the nasty commissioner, Google 2. You understand? So we have to have this problem. And so when you're not getting justice from the powers that be, then civil society, such as the umbrella group of church, yeah, agency like Indicom and Mocha, yeah, Jamaica for Justice, they should have intervened long time ago. But them say better late than never. So we are now, you know, giving respect to Indicom to come out and start to let the voice be heard on this particular subject matter. Because we know it's state killing. These men, yeah, so-called law enforcement, cannot call them the officer. Them are so-called law enforcement. But we can't term them otherwise as gunmen. Going around and murdering our citizens at all costs. Because they are getting directive order from a guy who we know them put in a high position, who operate a death squad when he was at Unspeed. Richard Stewart, you know you are the one I'm talking about. And you cannot deny the claims. You orchestrated and operate a death squad alongside the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And you guys being paid by taxpayers. And you know of 2 particular circumstances. I can mention them just to refresh your brain. Rifle and one. You know how that go. Yeah. Are people who the state employ carry out them number 3 there. I want to hush it up and want to pin it on an artist by selling him the firearm. You understand? So we know we're not going with it now. I don't like we don't know. How we've been, you know, belling out the sound of injustice by the state. And I think in the come and various investigating arms should have acted on what we were saying a long time ago. But I will once again, you know, say better late than never. So we are looking now at some very disturbing numbers. Yeah, and the number that we are looking at, yeah, is that since the start of the year, 67 policemen, you know, were under investigation and 49 charged for number 3. Okay? And we are looking at that since the start of the year, yeah, up to September, 233 number 3 were committed by the police. Yeah? April in particular show almost a one a day. No, not almost. One a day, 30 days in September, April, June, and November. And them knock out 30. So that was a one a day. What can go so? What can go so? Nowhere in the world does policemen kill civilian on a one a day average. More so in a country like Jamaica that has a population of under 3 million. Not even in the UK, where almost 70 million people reside here. We don't have this statistical number facing us. You're mad. So where is the protocol? Where is the protocol that the GSCF should exhibit? Serve, protect, and reassure. Where is it? Are you telling me that these men do not know the protocol of their duty and their responsibility towards society? But we know for a fact that they are being directed to carry out these acts of atrocity. And that can only come from the hierarchies. So when we look at this young man's circumstance now, this is a brutal, and when I say brutal, brutal demolition of a human rights. No, there was no warrant in the first place.
No worry.
So you can go to turn up at the man place, yeah, where him reside, yeah, to carry out your type of activity as it relates to search. Okay, you don't have a warrant. So that constitutes the fact that you cannot search based on how you project your statement as law enforcement officer. Because this man was not on the wanted list, you know. If this man was on the wanted list, then fair enough. But you are talking about a man that the man not involved in a crime. So you have a warrant for him. Under what circumstance you are going to execute a warrant? Under what circumstance? Because you have to have strong circumstance to execute a warrant. But nevertheless, how did electric card become a part of that procedure? Exactly. Electric card. Because I know police don't carry electric card, you know. But it seems like the government official them have always have these type of instrument. Remember, Tough Tongue did have rope a tie up man a road a night in a pandemic, you know. No policeman, cause you can't go in the man place, go take him fan wire, you know. To murder the man, you know. As it relates to hanging the man. Cause if you put that electric wire around the man neck, kneel in his back and I pull him, it's coming like a jacket on a ass with a bridle, and you hold up the ass head. Yeah? At that type of, you know, protocol, let me say, I play out in front of my eye. Yeah? And then you proceed after the electric card, you know, fail to do the job, to take the man's shoes lace and carry out the same procedure. So that show me say you're going to hang the man. You went there to hang the man because you want to kill him in a silence. So you know, say if you choke him to death, then it's a silent that him a get. Further up the field now, you start thumping him in his face. Yeah? And all type of abuse of a human rights. So I'm asking the question now. Yeah? Based on this young man explanation of the circumstance that took place, what is the action now being taken by the hierarchies? Google too. What you do about this? Prime Minister, what you do about this? These are the people you say to choose Jamaica, you know. Then who would want to choose a Jamaican society that exists currently? People are want to run left Jamaica because them life no value nothing at Jamaica. Because who we are paid to protect we and to reassure so well then we can sleep good and we can move about freely in a society. And them have carried out the act of atrocity. And the Prime Minister silent. Crab silent. Google 2 silent. PSOJ silent. Umbrella Group of Churches silent. Jamaica for Justice silent. And other civil society group are silent. The only people that are making their voice be heard is social media. Social media analysts like me and Mystic and Wayne Lonesome and some more people who are patriotic to the cause and the suffering of our people in Jamaica. So we ask our fellow Jamaicans on the ground in Jamaica, what are your concerns about these type of activity? Are you waiting till it come to your doorstep? Till one of your family members, your son or your daughter, your niece, your nephew, your father, reaching at this state before you make a voice be heard? You don't have to get real, you know. You can't live so. You don't have to live in a love and unity. You don't have to learn to protect each other from atrocity. You understand? And no government is stronger than the population. No government is stronger than the population because the government cannot take what the population have to offer if the population decide to move in that direction. It will topple them. But if we remain silent, then it shows that we agree with them because silence is consent. Yeah, and as long as it not happen to me or my children or my extended family, then I'm good with that. No, you cannot be good with that. That is not the way our society should form itself. Our society should pride itself on love and unity, caring for each other. You understand? Respecting each other. Yeah. But we cannot be paying the money to these men to do a job, and this is the job that they are doing. This is wrong. So I want to know going forward now how Indicom go and deal with these type of thing with them say. Because all of them need investigation, you know. And if we become concerned now, we need to go back into the archive and look at these footage. Yeah, and make sure now we start deal with them criminally swiftly. Because there is a death squad operating within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. There is, and the powers that be know about it. They sanction it. So we are telling our people that there's no policing going on in Jamaica. Because if we have real policing going on, then we will see arrest, not killing. We would be witnessing arrest. We have seen people literally give away them life without even trying to save themselves. Yeah, like Jamar Parkinson. He ran to the door to let these 23 police officers, male and female, into his home. And he was brutally, number 3, And lies upon lies were told to cover up the circumstance. Big belly nasty shit belly Campbell in a white shirt. When you enter the man premises, the first thing you start scrutinize at the ceiling in a shit house. At the ceiling in your eye. Start surveying. I know you're never going to go look for cobweb nor spider. No. I couldn't have warrant for cobweb or spider. So when your eye had open at the people I'm ceiling. So you know premeditation, what we're not going to do. That assure right away, that indicate a premeditated murder. So we are looking if there's any electronic device like camera to see what our activity will look like. And this is why when you realize the camera that they want to shift all the angle, how to start pop out equipment and all these things. That alone, me don't need nothing more than to send the whole 23 hours. Me are sending away life imprisonment. You don't see back road. You can't see the day of sunlight. You know nastiness. Yeah. But when we have a head of state, yeah, like the so-called prime minister, who come out and say every ghetto youth a star because he's a big youth at airport and he want enough of him thinking self around big youth. Him come out with every ghetto youth is a star. Me tell you, say this guy is one of the world's greatest liar that you know. When him to platform, I just him tell the most lie, you know, and carry out the most hanky-panky thing. Yeah? Him coming like brother Nancy, he make mockery of Jamaican. Yeah? As a man that is charged with the responsibility, yeah, to run the country, the chief civil servant, he make mockery of Jamaicans. No two ways about that. Yeah. So we are looking at now, them man to get charged. Who go brutally abuse this gentleman human rights. All of them to get charged. And them to get charged relating to unlawful warrant and unlawful, you know, where you call out invasion of a man property. And on top of that, attempted murder. And grievous bodily harm. The one where I throw the man that is attempted murder. Yeah. And the thumping of face and kneeling a back of grievously bodily harm that. And then on top of that now you want to come force him to sign a piece of paper. Same abuse and a resist arrest. On a nastiness, you know. That's how I expect to play the game with taxpayers' money. Eh? Because real policeman know when we run here talk, it don't include them, you know. Because I always tell them, say, if the cap fit, wear it. But if it not fit, no trouble it. So when them know a melting pot round here, burn the fire, them know who it go for. Yeah? One of the germs, we have go around. Yeah? And a propagandize the police force. We don't know so a criminal. Yeah? We not a state user. I don't know how to line on yourself to the death squad run by Richard Stewart. The nastiness from Huntspear with them fast track way up there so next to the commissioner. Yeah, because them like what I'm doing, you know. Because I'm work for them. So when you have a man like that now, you know, just go out there and carry out them type of behavior, yeah, and cut down with people and cut them life short. Yeah, the regime, you like that thing there. Because remember, you know, me tell you, so the guy got a big lease, you know. I swear him got itch up round Benjamin. Round Benjamin. Him got itch up. And him go there and see them police uniform and him and Google gotta come back and change with police uniform with #1 brand into something that let us look like we are Israelites. You understand? That's how the Israeli police force look. You understand? So him bring back that method there. And him use it for a long time. I teach you this. Yeah. So when you not jump around this guy and go, Andrew a shit. Andrew's a dictator we are mashing up down there. And you can't see, I won't have wait to see. Eh? You have cataract for your eye. Won't have it now in the eye while you can't see. You don't realize where I'm to now. You don't realize so you can't move about freely in our society. Won't born and grow. We don't realize there's a shit leader on have down there around the place. Yeah, and all them have around him is some shitty guys. Guy like Google too, you know. A garbage that are all criminal that, you know. Enough thing them the boy they go out all them become commissioner, me no know. Yeah, it's a drunkard that. You understand? And anyway, it's not the world him couldn't be commissioner and him know that for a fact. Yeah, we don't have a whole sleepy Joe like crab. Yeah, we link to all type of various criminal activity. Have him own gang. Yeah. Drugs trafficking, gun trafficking, and all these things. But him a Minister of National Security, and they don't have a mastermind for criminality as the Prime Minister. They can't get nothing better than this. We can't get nothing better than this, you know. It's at the end product where people choose to have in them life on a day-to-day basis in Jamaica. Can run around behind them garbage, yeah, and support them. Yeah. And I don't know why not support them. What is the reason why I don't support them? The licky handout business, that can't help you know. Because when them go, when them cut down one on a family member, I don't know how much to bury that. Upon the phone, under there call for it, you know. Because the first thing the man them now release the body till when them feel them make enough money out of you know. Because they make sure no them will have one pathologist. And you have to pay to keep the body. So, we don't see where I go on. Andrew rings in all various way in our life. I don't need to open on the eyes and realize where I go on. I yield back the floor to my brother.
All right. Blessing for that, melting pot. Now, where we are going, right, we are going to go into some, you know, more serious waters here. Now, Jamaica, we want to listen to, right, the Prime Minister's speech, right, at the UN conference and what he has spoken about, right? And then you are going to realize that the Prime Minister administration is to the contrary in terms of what he has spoken about. But without any delay, let us get into that and listen to what he was speaking about. Now let us get into this, my Jamaican people. Listen up.
President, the Haitian crisis has laid bare a wider truth. Transnational criminal networks involved in cybercrime, trafficking arms, narcotics, and people, organizing violence and destabilizing institutions, are an existential threat to states. Gangs are now global syndicates with resources that rival nation states. Jamaica has made significant progress in tackling gangs and reducing our homicide rate by more than 50% in recent years. But we know that unless these networks are totally dismantled, our gains remain fragile. This is why we call for nothing less than a global war on gangs, a coordinated international campaign to cut off the flow of weapons, money, and the influence that sustains them. This requires deeper engagement from all member states. We urge full implementation of the UN Programme of Action on Small Arms and Light Weapons and the International Tracing Instrument. Major arms exporting countries must tighten export controls, strengthen end-use monitoring, and ensure rigorous post-delivery verification. Jamaica welcomes cooperation with all partners in this fight, including the interdiction of drug trafficking vessels, provided that such operations are carried out with full respect for international...
No, stop, because I can't listen to you any longer, you know. Right? Can't listen to you any longer. So I have to stop you. Now, Jamaica, everything you hear the Prime Minister talking about, right, effort in fighting drugs and guns, right, and ammunition, is a joke. I am going to show you evidence where it is absolutely a joke. Now, let me tell you something. You have a particular wharf at Kingston, in Kingston, where most of the guns, right, came through that particular area, a specific area that belonging, that owned and operated by an ex-GLP councillor. The question that I'm asking, as a result of the consistency of that particular area, where several guns got busted through that particular area as a result of the assistance of United States Intel, then you are going to tell me now, if I am the Commissioner of Police, I am going to put that under surveillance. I am going to question the owners. I am going to make sure that that particular area properly under surveillance. Where weapons comes in and make any form of intention to deliver to, we are going to track and trace those weapons because we want to hold the culprit. You're going to tell me that Andrew Warner's administration lack the capacity, the ability to track and trace and find people who are guilty that can connect them back to the shipper, to the receiver. Years of weapons coming through the airport and nothing like that cannot happen. You only find weapons, and the only reason why you find the weapons is because United States provide intel. People know watch this. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to shock you tonight, you know. I am going to shock you tonight. I am going to make you hear and see what the Cuban authority is speaking about Jamaica to United States. And you are going to see the persons who are involved. Yes, this big. Now listen. Now, let us, you know, without any delay, get into this document. We are going to show our people stuff. And Jonas' administration is not serious about drugs and guns. As a matter of fact, you have persons who that administration acquainted with and associated with as it relates to drugs and guns. Remember, WikiLeaks have Orestang, right, listed in Cable 05, Kingston Cable, to have involved in drugs operation and illegal gun transshipment. And I mean, I said that in WikiLeaks report. Let us go into this. This is joke with Jamaica Labour Party administration. Now look at this. Let me remind you about this because we all know about this.
I'd like to start by commending the men and women of Portland for the tremendous work that they have done in the interception of this vehicle and the recovery of the 18 firearms. These 18 firearms include 10 pistols, 5 revolvers, 2 shotguns, 1 Intratec submachine gun, 1,279 rounds of assorted ammunition, and 11 magazines. This is as a result of, as I said before, tremendous work, a show of patience and tenacity by the men and women of Portland. We were acting on intelligence that these guns were coming in from Haiti. As a result, we started an operation from last night. We are certain that this is a part of the gun for drugs trade. And we are now realizing that it's alive and well. And so this would have then put a big dent in that operation. 18 guns is a lot.
I want you to pay attention, you know, to the so-called gun what them claim say them fine, you know. This is some old rusty gun, you know. I want you to pay attention keenly. Look at the type of gun. And we don't know the foolishness with crime fighting, you know. I want you to look keenly on the type of gun what them so-called intercept and stop coming in from 80. Now now people, we can put some common sense to this. You're in a drugs for gun trade between you and 80, as according to what he say. And you give them drugs, and them give you some old rusty gun. Think of look at this. We know that look here. The foolishness with Andrew Honest need to stop now, you know. Look at these people. Look. Right? You look at the type of guns being found. Look, keenly.
I'd like to start by commending the men and women of Portland for the tremendous work that they have done in the interception of this vehicle and the recovery of the 18 firearms. These 18 firearms include 10 pistols, 5 revolvers, 2 shotguns, 1 Intratec submachine gun, 1,279 rounds of assorted ammunition, and 11 magazines. This is as a result of, as I said before, tremendous work, a show of patience and tenacity by the men and women of Portland. We were acting on intelligence that these guns were coming in from Haiti. As a result, we started an operation from last night.
Your foolishness here, so you understand? Make me now show Jamaican people now the real thing what they come through and honor. You understand? Can't catch a culprit. You understand? The real culprit you want to catch. You know, watch this now, people. Right? Let me you see this one, Pat?
Yeah, man, which document you put up now? No, come up there yet. Me I see the old rusty pirate gun them. You just move that.
Okay, all right. Let me just go back here, right? And then get into the share document. Now let us show them the real thing, the real serious thing. But yo, we're not in the joking business, you know, with Andrew and his administration, you know. Look at this now, people. This is the real deal.
Jamaica, one of the biggest illegal firearm busts in the country's history, just went down. Authorities intercepted a massive shipment of 233 illegal firearms at one of the nation's ports this week. That includes 74 rifles, 159 handguns, and over 40,000 rounds of ammo. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, made the announcement, giving props to increased port scanning and tight coordination between the Jamaica Customs Agency and local law enforcement. He said this level of firepower could equip a whole company of soldiers, and if it had made it to the streets, it would have caused serious chaos. Investigations are underway to find the people behind this. Dr. Chang didn't hold back. He said the organizers of these operations are even more dangerous than the ones carrying out the violence, and they need to be taken off the streets. Prime Minister Andrew Holness also warned anyone, especially those overseas, helping to bring in illegal weapons. The government is not playing. They're cracking down hard to protect lives and stop the livings.
All right, want to stop the foolishness, right? Because me I got boss in the bubbles now, Jamaica Labour Party. Me the tear down. Right? Yeah, me I got boss in the bubbles now. Me I got exposing now. Me I got exposing now. But let me just do this and talk to my people then before. You understand? Let me expose Uno now. Now, Jamaica, I am going to get into a document that is out there. where the Cuban authorities have been speaking to the United States authority, talking about the Jamaica Labour Party government from 2009. From 2009. That was one of the bases in terms of how Dudus was arrested. I'm going to the entire straight now. Because of the intel that communicated. Right? The information out there is that it is drugs and guns and gun transshipment, gangsterism that put Bruce Golding into power. And I may say it to people. The information out there now. Saying that drugs and guns, Bruce Golding's success into power 2007 to 2011 was financed by drugs dons. By drugs dons. The Cuban reported them from 2010, telling America, say, look here, Jamaica authority is not interested in fighting drugs and guns. As a matter of fact, the Cuban authority provide intel to United States. Now, let me show you the document. Because you know some mystic sensation when time we come over here saying, a facts finding, we know you're not joking, Anyway, the information there, we dig it up, Look at this, people. From 2010 until now, Andrew Warner's administration, when he went to UN and speaking about, you understand, dealing with, try to find ways and means to stop trafficking and rare, blah, blah, blah. You know much plane come land here? You know much plane come land with drugs? And no explanation. Come through our radar, come land, and lift up back. You have plane come land, the entire plane burn out, and nobody don't know what coming in. Andrew Warner's administration under surveillance from 2010. That was part and parcel of what bring down Bruce Golding. Now, let me show you the document. We don't have no time for waste. Now, look at this, people. When we talk about Jamaica Labour Party, now, and I may say them something I know. Let me bring up the document. Here it is. I want to show the date. I want to show the date. Cable. Cubans say Jamaica lacks on fighting drugs. Published December 15, 2010. Only so when they publish, people. Only so when they publish. And updated November 17, 2014. From 2010, All right. Now go read. Kingston, Jamaica. Jamaica counter-drug efforts have been so sluggish that exasperated Cuban officials privately griped about their frustration to a U.S. drug enforcement official, according to a U.S. diplomatic cable. People want to listen. When we talk about this Andrew Warner's administration, Andrew Warner was a part of Bruce Golding's cabinet, And there is no changes in terms of Andrew Warner's behavior and his administration, Only listen now, people. The communique released by WikiLeaks, said Cuban officials painted their Caribbean neighbor to the south as chronically uncooperative in stopping drug smugglers who use Cuban waters and airspace to transport narcotics destined for the United States. And no, me I say this to people. See document there, Jamaica is Caribbean's largest source of marijuana for the United States and a transshipment point for cocaine from South America to North America and Europe. Now going to the whole thing what they have found them. Dated August 11, 2009, Remember that Bruce Golding was in power between 2007 to 2011. Now, dated August 11, people, 2009. And the first published by the British newspaper, The Guardian. It said no fewer than 15 Cuba Interior Ministry officials complained to a U.S. anti-drug specialist assigned to the U.S. interest section, which Washington maintains in Havana instead of an embassy. Wanna listen now, people? Hear this now. Collectively and continually, they express frustration over the government of Jamaica, consistent ignoring of Cuban attempts to increase the flow of drug-related information between the two island nations to increase interdictions and avoid being surprised by drugs, said the cable, apparently written by America's chief diplomat to Cuba, Jonathan Farrar. So the man of Ferdinand, his name I mentioned. Now, the document, one to the mouse, man. Yeah. The document was written less than a year before Jamaican security forces launched an anti-gang crackdown following the capture of Christopher Duduscope. See that? Let me read it over. The document was written less than a year before Jamaican security forces launched an anti-gang crackdown following the capture of Christopher Duduscope, once described by the U.S. Justice Department as one of the world's most dangerous drug kingpin. Hold on there. Let me catch it up. Let me catch it up. Jamaica. Let me ask a question. Which political party Dudus affiliated with? More here. Type in the chat. I'm type in the chat. Which political party Dudus affiliated with? The intel is also saying it is Dudus caused Bruce Golding to be in power. So it looked like Jamaica Labour Party administration interested in fighting drugs done and crime and stop guns and drugs coming into Jamaica. Eh? So Andrew Holness administration lose focus. Focusing on our little ghetto youths them. What can bring shipload of drugs and shipload of guns in the community. And so Andrew Holness, you can't fix your business in your house. But you want to fix 80 business when you are a blasted hypocrite. You were a cabinet member in Bruce Golding cabinet. As a matter of fact, Bruce Golding released you upon us, you know. Now, let me get into the document. The document was written less than a year before Jamaican security forces launched an anti-gang crackdown following the capture of Christopher Duduscope, once described by the U.S. Justice Department as one of the world's most dangerous drug kingpins. The cable describes two major seizures of marijuana from Jamaica smugglers in Cuba's territory and portrayed the Cubans as active partners, even if the communist government ultimately blames Washington for drug trafficking due to high demand in the U.S. Despite the stormy relationship and the lack of a formal drug cooperation treaty between Cuba and the United States, right, have long worked together on interdiction efforts, with the two country coast guards handling communication about operations on the high seas. So between Cuba and United States, them knows a Jamaican politician, Jamaica authority, them deeply involved. Now, watch this now. The cable reveals a level of cooperation between Havana and Washington not talked about openly, such as an August 2009 trip by a U.S. Coast Guard drug interdiction specialist to the Cuban city of Camagüey following the capture of a plane carrying 13 bales of marijuana from Jamaica. You know, hear that, people? Let me read back that over. You know, things are poor people, Pitney, can't involve in that. You know, talk to me. The poor get a youth them one, and you want to sell out him police them for kill. You think them can involve in anything like this? Ship load, plane load, a ganja and drugs, a ganja and coke. Take off of the Caribbean, take off of the high seas. Captured by Cuban authorities and the United States. Now read it over. The cable reveals a level of cooperation between Havana and Washington not talked about openly, such as an August 2009 trip by a U.S. Coast Guard drug interdiction specialist to the Cuban city of Camagüey following the capture of a plane carrying 13 bales of marijuana. From where? From where, people? From Jamaica. Eh? So Andrew wanna say serious about fighting drugs? Now, officials at the U.S. interest section in Havana normally are not allowed to travel beyond 25 miles, 40 kilometers outside the capital without Cuban permission, which is rarely granted. Now, according to the memorandum, the U.S. specialists determined that Cuba genuinely desires greater. Oh, wait, gone. Well, yeah. Okay. According to the memorandum, the U.S. specialists determined that Cuba genuinely desires greater information sharing with Jamaica. Cuba officers complained that Jamaican officials commonly agree to greater information sharing in person. However, that is the extent of their efforts. So them only like chat. Like what Andrew Wallace got you in a chat, them now do nothing about it. It also details an October 2018 meeting aboard a British ship in Havana port that was arranged by the UK Defense Attaché to spur better cooperation between Cuba and Jamaica. Afterward, the U.S. anti-drug specialist said Cuban officials complained that the two Jamaican officials just sat there and didn't say anything. Jamaica, I want to show them what going on, you know. I want to show the world what going on, you know. Early Wednesday, Jamaica's National Security Ministry said a statement would be issued soon. But by the end of the workday, nothing had been issued. And the office phone went unanswered. You know, hear that, people?
Oi.
Because them involved. Because them do what? Them involved. A ministry spokeswoman said in an evening email that officials were still crafting their statement. While not addressing specifics or confirming the authenticity of the cable, the U.S. Embassy in Kingston said in a statement that the U.S. has a long, positive history of productive relations with Jamaica on a wide range of law enforcement matters. The island opposition quickly pounced, calling on Prime Minister Bruce Golding, Jamaica Labour Party, to explain the damning allegation. You hear that, people? Once again, the commitment of this administration to fight the drug trade is being called into question. You hear that? Said Peter Bunting, opposition spokesman for national security. Earlier this year, Cuban Interior Ministry official Yandris Gonzalez said cooperation with the U.S. counter-drug official had led to the scuttling of 19 drug operations in the people, the seizure of 13 vehicles in, and the arrest of 62 suspected traffickers during the past decade, you know. It is a respectful and professional relationship that has yielded the concrete results. Gonzalez told journalists in June, adding that cooperation has increased in recent years. Now, let us take this away. Now, melting pot.
Yes, my brother.
When we tell them that we have seen under Andrew Holness administration, are we lying?
No.
Several guns and ammunition that some being stopped through the airport. What happened to those who we have not heard about? We have seen X amount of drugs under Andrew Holness administration. The amount of drugs. We have seen big drug busts with millions of dollars. Right? Big drug busts where the Don himself got caught. The Don himself got caught. And guess what? He was released.
Yeah.
He was released by the Jamaican authority. The intel passed that he was at his home. They went to his home, caught him at his home, and then after a few days, you heard that they are trying to get in touch with him for him to hand in himself after they had caught him.
Yeah.
No gimmicks through this melting pot. No
Yeah, man. 100%, man. Gimmicks through that. 100%, my brother.
So when I look, the millions of dollars that was confiscated. First, it was 13 million US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Then it goes down to 7 million US dollars.
Yeah.
Then it goes down to 5 million US dollars. Then it goes down to 3 million US dollars. So you tell me now, the level of corruption. Let me bring in melting pot here.
Yeah, my brother. Well, we all know what the Jamaica Labour Party, like for, have around them. Yeah, them like to have people have, questionable position around them. Yeah. So, say, the traffickers them, yeah, the gang members them, yeah, the drugs dealers them, yeah, unquestionable characters. Them like to have them around them. Because they are players of the game. But make I just run through, first of all, this Assistant Commissioner of Police for Area 2, Division 1, Elan Muller. Elan, stop make the man them use your man. Send you out come chat shit in a society face, man. Stop that, man. Me no want pass and cast no assertion against you and your rank where you're there, But you see, if you get that position there purely on merit, based on the work where you put in, stand firm against corruption, my brother. Don't make the man them send you out, come showing all rusty pirate gun from back in the days of Henry Morgan. Them suck they not trade for drugs. Nobody not chase down them thing there. Them no want them. Some man wouldn't trade them drugs for them the all rusty gun that we see in a pirate of the Caribbean. So you should never come out on that. What we do want you come out on the big multi-billion-dollar gun and ammunition bust. The one where I come down at Tivoli there regular, down at the Neville Gallimore warehouse, the former member of parliament for the GLP. You understand, pan industrial cherish, where the old joyous bus depot used to be. And they said coming up. Newport East Wharf, them use, Them not use Newport West. Them use Newport East Wharf. People know it there. You know where Antillean food processor used to be? Next door to the Jamaica Public Service, that piece of wharf there, where almost where they look straight up industrial terrace. I feed them wharf that. Here, for them type of activities here. You understand? And it's a known GLP activist. Yeah, a man that used to represent the party. Neville Gallimore. A film warehouse it go. You understand? I remember it no bust by people on the ground, you know. A US and Canada law enforcement direct them to death. So. You understand? And many more. You understand? Them now bust to them own racketeering thing, you know. When you see them uncover it, them can do better. Cause the bigger heads them, as we know. Yeah. Superpower country like US, Canada, and UK direct them. So them just act on behalf. Yeah. From outside intervention. Nothing to do with on the ground. I for them thing. Why would they bust it? But you know what is significant? Have Jamaican ever seen any damage control operation of guns, ammunition, and drugs yet? No, we don't see them thing there. So you know, them bust it, but them keep it. So nothing really bust. Don't go, you know, project itself like them and cover something and book back. No. Because we not see no damage control. Yeah, when you get them findings there, that's supposed to be on television. Damage control people as they say, yeah, destroy them. Them keep them, man. Them bust them, then keep them, then circulate them. After them run them thing. Yeah. Secondly now, me want to tell United Nations say, you shouldn't have Andrew Holness speaking on such a critical subject as it relates to drugs, yeah, and gun trafficking or organized gang operation anywhere in the world, not just the Caribbean. Him not supposed to have the privilege for the nowhere near United Nations as speaks on these subject matters. Yeah, simply because Andrew Holness and several of his cabinet members are actively participating in the same subject matters that he is speaking about as it relates to drugs and gun trafficking and organized crime. So, United Nations don't know better than that, you know. You know, to exempt Andrew Holness and members of his affiliated cabinet from these process. You can't carry corruption people around clean organization speaking on critical subject matter as it relates to gun trafficking, drugs trafficking, and gang organization. Because remember, I don't know say crab a part-time cabinet, you know. I don't know what crab do. I don't know crab have a gang and them deal with gun and drugs trafficking and money laundering. And several more. James Robertson. Come on. Remember 2.5 acre land him father have to give, you know. And him have to give to over 12 another big drugs done. The same one where you hear how much money did find in our house. And him, James Robertson father, he'd have to pay over the 2.5 acre land to, you know, to settle drugs debt. How do you know about Vaz? Several of them in this cabinet, these are what they practice, my people. And United Nations, them know, you know. And still all them around the discussion table now, man, that look bad pound the UN, man. That look bad pound of the show. The man them say you up now. We know about you now, we are watching you. That's why recruits you from these type of seminars. Yeah? Because Cuba, from far back, up in the 2010 phase of, you know, decade, I tell America and UK and Canada about Jamaica and the lack of emphasis where them have from stopping this activity, yeah, in the region. I remember, you know, the party, as I said, pride itself on these type of activities. Because not long after, less than a year, Dodos was mentioned by the United States as one of the most powerfulest drugs done in the world. The man run gone past Escobar and them Colombian and them Mexican kingpin, man. But yet still, we never know that could happen in Jamaica. And them not talk about ganja, you know. If I had a ganja now, you could have said, well, boy, yeah, it can't happen. But cocaine, nah, man. This bigger than what me think, brother. Yeah, that's United States having as the world top down in that activity there. But yet still, the Jamaica Labour Party put up 50,000 to Manhattan Phelps to defend him. So it just show you how closely knit the party is to these type of activities. Yeah? So when we are look on, you know, is that them just come out all the while and put out some on stage, some like a PR in front of our eyes to prove like them I don't know. Them not doing anything. Just look on them gun there. Yeah? Where Elon Musk come talk out. Just look on them how them rusty from Henry Morgan days. You understand? Yeah, the pretty one them, you know, see them. The preps them will come in. Yeah? Where it tell you say it can supply the whole Jamaica Defense Force. Yeah? You know, see them there now, you know, see no damage control, you know. So we want to ask the question. Where are those guns and ammunition? Where are they? We want to hide them, we want to keep them. What we done to them? Because we don't see nothing done to them. We need to see damage control of guns and ammunition and contraband as it relates to cocaine. Yeah? Then we can know our work. Because we see so destroy the evidence as it relates to the contents. We will know our work. But if we don't do that, we're not working, we're not jerking. You understand? I want to come for project on yourself like on a decent. I want to try to fight crime. No, we're not here than abetting crime. Most of these guns want to bring in to take the life them. You understand? And the drugs are mash up with society. You understand? And so now Jamaica become fragile as a nation. Fragile. Because we want it like that, you know. Because if we don't have no people them destabilizing and them headspace now, we can't do anything with the country. Yeah. And at that environment, we see the Jamaica Labour Party create under Andrew Wallace administration. Yeah. We don't have the people that run scared. Scared. And we not talk about just night and all, middle day, afraid for them life. Nobody in Jamaica know the hour or the time now, you know. Yeah? And because them sick or them up in that age and because bus kill them, you know. No, because the guns them are about to kill them. But not the same guy I did hear when them a campaign against Portia Simpson. I said, you know, it's easier now if you are gun killer than a bus. Then Angel, you know, sister, under your administration, yeah, it is 10 times easier for the gun kill, you know, in a Jamaica than a bus. Bus not kill nobody. We are there hear about them type of incident there again, man. Yeah? What we are here about now, a mass murder. Several of them. On a daily basis. What we are here about a state killing that relate to the police them. You rattle up them staggering figure you like 233 by September. Yeah, you know them past that already. when you accumulate an unprecedented feat of one at the end of the month of April. Yeah? When we are here about 67 under investigation and what 49 being charged. Them the unwanted record anywhere in the world. Yeah, much just a little third world country. Third world country have them level of high statistic as it relates to crime. You know, mad. But yet still one of the most highly paid cabinet assembly anywhere in the region. And well on par with international political people. You know crazy, you know mad. Hey, I one thing me I tell Uncle Sam, you know. See next time you come at Jamaica on the operation like the other time there. Make sure no one some little man you pick up, you know. Pick up some big man for accompany them, you know. Cause you know the big man them too, you know. You don't know the big man them. I don't know under normal circumstances, little youth them cannot carry out these operations. Them now the funding. Where on earth do them get the US to buy them guns from and ammunition? Because remember Jamaica money can't pass the airport, you know. It's a worthless monopoly money, nobody no use it. It don't change the way else in the world. So you know the greenback, I deal with this. So America, you have to look where your currency are participating in. The type of activity where your currency are participating in. You understand? Your currency not used for the right source. No. Your currency is highly sought after for guns and drugs trade by an unscrupulous person. And we're talking about a person that should be, you know, recognizable to society. Person that should go around with an honorable status, but you know they are dishonorable. Go for them. If you want to clean up the thing and make $100 circulate in the right economic space, or to clean up them shit where we have in Jamaica. Clean them up. The poor people in Jamaica are tired of this behavior practice on a daily basis. Right now, what people are phoning 633 of them say them going off the rocks. Why are our people going off the rocks? Our people now should be looking close to celebrating the first world status where this guy tell about going to happen by 2030. How far are we away from 2030? The next election cycle will be 2030. But as we've seen anything that was promised profoundly to the people as it relates to Jamaica becoming a first world country, Jamaica has become the worst third world country under this administration. And United Nations and, you know, all those peace organization group who don't need to start poking on nose in Jamaica, poking on nose, poking on foot, go plug out the nastiness them out of the place and clean up the region, as it will be to the detrimental of United States of America. And I yield back the floor to my brother.
All right. Thank you, Melting Pot. Now, let me say this. You know, Seaga McCarthy said, mistake. Melting Pot, you guys are very smart. Please research what is in the cockpit country that Juliet Onus is trying to mine. It seems like she was looking on a portion of my programming, right? Because we are going to get into that just now. Yeah. Now, Jamaica, I want you to listen to what I'm going to represent. Because we talk about Jamaica rare earth material. Rare earth material, right? Jamaica has a lot of it, right? Our bauxite, right? We are going to get into that topic right now, which is very serious. And I want to show you how China, right, see their rare earth material so important that China is doing their endeavor best to protect it. But I'm going to tell you what Jamaica is doing. Very serious to our economy. Very damaging. Now, let us get into share the first document. And I'm glad how Seaga spoke on that. Right? It seems like, you know, what a coincidence though. Right? Because she didn't know that I have this up. So let me get into it. Right? Let me just get into. Okay, all right, that era. Okay, good. Let me just get into that and bring up the information for you. Jamaica, look at this. I want you to pay close attention to this, Jamaica. Very close attention. China outlines more controls on exports of rare earth technology. October 10, 2025, which is today. So that's why I pulled this document, because this is today. And here it is that CJ is also mentioning of that. Now, look at this, people. Let us read it out. In this December 10, 2010, photo workers used machinery to dig at a rare earth mine in Jiangxiang County in central China, Jiangsu province. Right? Now, China outlined new curbs on exports of rare earths and related technologies on Thursdays, extending controls over use of the elements critical for many high-tech and military products ahead of a meeting in about 3 weeks between President of the United States, Donald Trump, and President of China, Xi Jinping. Now, people have to understand as it relates to these rare earth materials that we have also very, very important. Right? Now, listen to this, people. The regulations announced by the Minister of Commerce, right, require foreign companies, that is the Ministry of Commerce in China, require foreign companies to get special approval, right, to export items that contain even small traces of rare earth element sourced from China. These critical minerals are needed in a broad range of products, from jet engines, radar systems, and electric vehicles to consumer electronics, including laptops and phones. Beijing also will impose permitting requirements on exports of technologies related to the rare earth mining, smelting, recycling, and magnet making it. It said China accounts for nearly 70% of the world's rare earth mining. It also controls roughly 90% of global rare earths processing. Now, why am I reading this? I am reading this to show you how China, very serious and sensitive with their rare earth products. But China and Jamaica wanting to dig out our rare earth products. And other companies are in Jamaica wanting to do that. And let me ask, is Jamaica giving it away? Yes, Jamaica is giving it away. And why Jamaica is giving it away? Because as it's rumored, Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness Roman, as it Roman, Andrew Owners and Juliet Owners, who own several trucks. And as according to what the information is, that they operate the trucking process, right? As it relates to where the bauxite is. So they are getting millions of dollars for that. But 0 hour levy. Now hold on, we are coming. Now listen to this. Access to such material is a key point of contention in trade talks between Washington and Beijing, as Trump has raised tariff on imports of many products from China, and Beijing has doubled down on controls on the strategical vital minerals, raising concerns over potential shortages for manufacturers in the US and elsewhere. So what we have in Jamaica, right? Rare earth is very expensive. Guess what, Jamaican people? The Cockpit Mountain, apart from the bauxite, the ore of the bauxite, the Cockpit Mountain, as it relates to information coming out of there, a lot of the rare earth material is within the Cockpit Mountain. It was not immediately clear how China plans to enforce the new policies overseas. Nea Mukherjee, a rare earth analyst at Benchmark Mineral Intelligence, called the new export control a strategic move by China that mirrors some of Washington's new chip export rules. Most rare earth magnet manufacturers in the United States, Japan, and elsewhere remain heavily dependent on rare earth from China. Well, several of it is in China, but also it is in Jamaica. Now we wonder, we don't have to ask, is it the reason why China is here also to make sure them cashing in on some of our rare earth material, which has the best quality as it relates to a research that I am going to also present? That we have some of the best on the global space. So is it that China is doing everything to protect theirs, but yet they are in Jamaica also to get a bite of ours? Because remember that the rare earth material makes a lot of military graded weapons, and accessories, laptops, phones, and you name it. So it's a key component as it relates to the manufacturing process of certain products. Now, take this away. I am only showing that. Let me take this away. And then let us get back to some more information here. Now, watch this now, people. Look where I'm going. Let me look on my document here. All right, let me stick off that. Look where I'm going, people. Look where I'm going. All right. Now, there it is. Now, $2 billion flows into government coffers from bauxite levy. This is what? January 21, 2022. I want Jamaica to pay attention as it relates to the amount of money that we were collecting from the bauxite. We should have been collecting much more. Much more. 2 billion is chicken fee. But you're going to see what Andrew Owner's administration also do with the 2 billion. Now watch this, people. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. Nigel Clark, has indicated that Jamaica collected 2 billion from the bauxite levy in late 2021. Clark, who was responding to the question raised by the opposition spokesman on mining, Philip Palwell, in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, suggested that the figure may have been missed as a line item in the government's revenue package. According to Clark, the levy payments were due to the efforts of the former Minister of Mining, Robert Montague. And you know, say anything where him touch a corruption, you know. Him in the art of corruption, you know. You know much police vehicle, now cannot touch the surface of the island when collect money for. So you know one king corrupt this, you know. Who was removed from that ministry in the recent cabinet shuffle. They have to move him. No. It was due to the good work of that former minister that we collected 2 billion in bauxite levy in the last few months. Clark said we should have collected much more. Montague is now in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, said that the finance minister would not have been familiar with the details of the payment. While answering questions in the House, he explained that the 2 billion, including 13.7 million US paid by UC Rusal in December, and that an asset usage fee debt of 3.4 million US dollars owed to Jamaica bauxite mines by New Day Noranda Bauxite has been paid in full by Concord Resources Limited. UC Rusal operates from Yuatan Works, Swellenberg, Port Esquivel, and Kirkvine. Concord Resources Limited, which is headquartered in London, acquired 49% shares of New Day Aluminum, Jamaica, in July 2021. The former mining minister said that in addition to the 2 billion, UC Russell agreed to pay off the backlog over the next 30 months while giving an undertaking to keep current levy payments up to date. Now, my Jamaican people, the next 30 months can't come all now, because all now we don't get them the money there. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened next. What's the wickedness now, people? What's the wickedness? Look for the wickedness now, people. May I show Jamaica the wickedness now? Look for the wickedness now, people. Look at the wickedness. But now watch the wickedness now, people. Imagine, we only collect $2 billion from the bauxite. Look what IMF and all the neo-colonialists, crony capitalists, impose now upon Nigel Clark, and look what Nigel Clark had done. Look what Nigel Clark had done, people. Wanna come here, people, wanna watch this. Windalco bauxite levy relief will save jobs, Minister Clark stated. People know hear that? Windalco bauxite levy relief. Andrew Holness administration is moving the levy. So our rare earth material, our bauxite and possibly other rare earth material being given away for free as a result, as it's rumored, to aid Andrew Holness' greed. Because Andrew Holness, as what information received, got the haulage contract. Because it is rumored that Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness have several trucks, and they are using them for haulage, paying them millions of dollars for haulage. By doing what? Zeroing our bauxite levy. You don't understand? So them cut a deal, appears to cut a deal with the people them who them give a backside to, and the people them give them the haulage contract. When you hear this now, look on the reason what Nigel Clark is talking about. The government has agreed to provide Windalco with a 2-year relief from the payment of the backside production levy, which will save the jobs of hundreds of Jamaicans. You hear what I'm saying, so? You hear what Nigel Clark says, so? I lie that, you know, people. Nothing I'm going to say, no. Nigel Clark come up with this a liar for appease Andrew Holness and suffer Jamaican. So the $2 billion that we used to collect, that would now go in the help with the budget, could now fix some social programs. Seems to now be converted to political interest pockets through a quid pro quo program. All right, me remove the backside levy, give it the contract. Now Jamaica. Now watch this. Jamaica will forego an estimated 10 million US in levy payments from the company over the period. Minister of Finance and the Public Service, Dr. the Right Honorable Nigel Clark, made the announcement during a statement to the House of Representatives on July 19. He said that the waiver is about jobs and foreign exchange. Can you imagine? The waiver is what? Saving jobs and what? What about foreign exchange? Because, I mean, we are not getting the $2 billion. You waiver that. So, how the foreign exchange coming? The part that you explain it. Now, without a waiver, this is what Nigel Clark is saying now. Because all of the Jamaican people, we are done. Without a waiver, the plant would close. Well, guess what, Nigel Clark? Many of those workers' job where you strive to save, them lose it anyway, and you gone. You gone to IMF. You frig up the deal. You put a blockage in our way. Zero in the levy. Jamaica now collect no money off it. $0. Without a waiver, the plant would close. We should all of the people, most of the people, you understand, not working there anymore. Relative high-paying jobs will be lost. Well, it's gone. And the $2 billion, what we used to collect, gone. You give them it. This is one of the reasons why the IMF employ you. Because you have given them the free will to reign and take away Jamaica resources. That's what you have done for your personal self-greed, your non-Jewness. And growth will take a hit, he noted. Well, guess what? The growth still take... Hey, I don't want to cuss nobody there, tonight, That's why Andrew Holness now come out with them dirty lie self. Because he knew what he had done. Talking about he reduced poverty from 18% to 9%. How will you tell that? After you give a backside for free, who will you tell that? Dr. Clark told the House that Windalco employs 600 persons directly and 1,187 others indirectly. How much them employ right now as we speak? Less than 100 is there right now. And so then, the 1,187 others indirectly would have also been affected. And you frig up this Nigel Clark and gone. And we are still not collecting anything. So it's time now, because you said it was for 2 years. Why don't the Jamaica Labour Party reimpose back the levy? No, they are not going to reimpose back the levy because Andrew Holness and Julieta collect as it relates to allegation. Una collect through the process of haulage. So now remove the levy. Quid pro quo. Remove the levy. How to get haulage. And who benefited? All greedy. The greedy A and greedy B. Greedy A and greedy B. During the period of the waiver, the jobs at Windalco will be maintained. Well, then gone. Then gone, sir. The lie where you tell, the lie they mash up. Just like how you tell the lie that you're not going to leave no stone unturned at SSL. You ain't going to lift up all of the stone them, you ain't going to lift them up, or you ain't going to solve SSL problem. Where you there? So you frig up SSL, and you frig up, you understand, Jamaican people, right? Not getting $2 billion for the backside. Only see how wicked. Only see how cruel to Jamaica. Windalco has committed to producing alumina in terms of volume at a level that is 10% higher than what was produced in 2022. We will also seek during this period to revise the backside production levy regime to make Jamaica more competitive in this industry. And that IMF telling us to do. And that IMF telling us to do. Eh? We don't have China. They will not pound for them. And China want more money to feed them. And China is now imposing new policies to make more money. And what Jamaica do? Give it for them. Give it for them. For your please who? Andrew Wallace and Juliet Owners, say no wicked man. Remember me telling you, none of us, look here. Hey, when Father God done beat Uno, you know. Uno well wicked enough. Let me take with that. Let me go to, right, sharing. Melting pot, come in and take a piece of the cake.
Yeah, man, that cake is hot, you know. Yeah, man, that cake is hot. Because, first and foremost, yeah, our raw production of bauxite, yeah, is something that is in high demand. And remember, Jamaica are one of the world's largest producer of bauxite. Okay? And I mean, we know how Daddy Michael Manley did have to fight to establish, to regain the bauxite. And so we could have get something meaningful for our bauxite, which we know at the time was what Michael Manley used to start the resurgence of Jamaica economy and to grow and build Jamaica. Bauxite was one of the fundamental, hear what I say, people? Fundamental export product that we had at the time. But look what this government done. Look what this government done. But the sign was there from Michael Mann the time. Because if people remember, you know, when Michael Manley went and saw the higher increase in levy from our backside, the American them increased the wheat, the oil, and everything like that where we get, where we import from them. Them raise it up. So them no want to really, you know, make a next country survive from them natural resource. Them want it for nothing. And so we know the bait was there from long time. And it's only one party them can bait. Is the Jamaica Labour Party. Because the capitalists like the Jamaica Labour Party. Because what the Jamaica Labour Party has been doing over the years, for decades, is give away Jamaican asset to foreign entities at the benefit of some lunatics, some garbage, some wannabe politician, some corrupted element where we have amongst us in Jamaica. Yeah? Because backside, will always be in demand. Because it have to refine to make the aluminum, to make the aircraft and the armored vehicle and everything, the car, them you see run, and a plastic frame, them have a metal frame. It can only come from bauxite. So under no circumstance should we find it that Jamaica in our situation where you have to give away the levy to save people job in our demand in this industry like backside. You're crazy. How would them garbage you talk to? Them garbage you can't talk to a man like me and tell me nothing in regards to the backside what we have. Yeah? Our backside coming like crude oil. You know, see how Qatar them rich off of it. Eh? You can't do without it. You cannot do without backside either. And so when Nigel Clark run out with the monkey-panky statement, that was only a press briefing done on behalf of IMF. And them use the piece of shit. Yeah. I remember, you know, who has sanctioned that in the island is who? The craven Prime Minister where we have. The greedy dog where we have in our country. Yeah. And we have it up beside him, participate as well. You understand? Because a long time, we know them are in a trucking business. We know the number of truck with them have long time. We talk it several times. Yeah. I remember private contractor in the haulage, you know, system in Jamaica. Them complain about it. Them complaints to the Prime Minister of over 150 truck take where them work. Let me echo it loud and clear. Me melting pot. Me I say it out loud and clear. Long time Andrew have 150 truck at work.
Whoa. Is it that serious, melting pot?
Oh, you mean if then how much time you hear me talk that mystic man?
Yeah.
Over loan some man by your program, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Crazy, my brother.
I am close up knowledge. Yeah. Because I have a brother where they done gone, God bless him soul. Him did have truck around, you know. Him truck used to move big stone from St. Thomas, Seaga Airport Road. When I do that dumping up there, you have to lift the road. And it also did in the backside thing come a yard every Sunday they come wash off the red dirt. We know where I go on. And people who know me, I know my brother know son of like melting pot I tell. Yeah, them have connection around there so. Long time and drop over 150 truck, man. And should the little private man with them one truck. Shove them out of the business. So when you are point out, you know, mystic, a reality. That's why I'm just there and say, yes, go and beat it, mystic, because you're on the right track. Yeah. So you can't, this craven here, you know. The man have himself itch up in some activity in Jamaica, unbelievably, you know. That's why you see him alt. When it comes to reasoning with the Integrity Commission, him stop talk. Remember him stop talk, you know. Why them have to send it to feed, you know. Me and you know that, no, Byron.
Yes.
Him no want to answer no more question. Him stop talk, so him alt. Because him thinks so deep. Unbelievable. So, I know just one and two people have feel it at the hands of Andrew Holness and Juliet. Yeah, this guy is a demon in a society, man. And the big old foot size 13 who him upside down, you know, see how she look like she had drained from some form of conflict of interest in her brain. She start look ugly. Her brain a drain now, she not fresh again. She a wither away. Just look for her at the swearing ceremony. She act out of ordinary. All in her bag, she there and go on and, you know, a little skettle that too, you know. You see what I say, people? Yeah. She and the first lady material, a skettle that Bigfoot size 13. All criminal that alongside Andrew the Craven here. Yeah. And so these people, yeah, demolish people in Jamaica. People when they have them things prior to Andrew becoming prime minister, lose them thing under Andrew prime ministerial role.
You're Glennox Smith back up yesterday. Read what I said. Glennox back up what you're saying there.
Yeah.
He did have the truck on the Clarendon to William Field Highway. He makes a lot out of the highway. What the backside is.
Yeah, man. And a joke business, man. And a joke business, you know. That's why the world when you hear me about him for the truck thing, how many people know him about over 150 truck and a joke business.
Lord Jesus.
Why this guy spread the wings so far and wide across the length and breadth of Jamaica? Anywhere the food and you're gonna go name it from the poor people, let me know. Anywhere the food that the man go there and name it from the poor people in Jamaica. And this is why it pain my heart and grieve my soul when I see Jamaica people still I show this man some level of support. The man is not good. The man worse than the Assad family in Syria. He worse than the people that run Sri Lanka. And you know good. People in Jamaica don't have to understand who this guy is. Here, we don't come here so to come to no political witch hunt. We come here so to come talk the truth. What we know happen on the ground in Jamaica. What we know cause our people them can't rise. But yet still everybody will come to Jamaica arise. What can go so?
Wow,
We know the Chinese. Yeah, we know.
See, those Chapman truck owned by Andrew.
Yes, man. Yeah, man. Yes. Yeah, them new truck from China, I have them, man. Yeah, man. And you have now. Come to him big friend when you big Nell we have tank with you know.
Wow.
We know the whole I link. And him bring them in. Cause I know some man have feed some food, you know. Cause him couldn't be the importer.
Lauren Taylor said, I passed the truck them out. For true. The green truck them. Wow.
Yeah, man.
I tell you.
Remember when Byron, remember when I come here something to tabloid, you know. If we don't know something, we don't talk about it. You understand?
Same say, come on. We don't do
so we know, yeah. So we know, yeah, further field, yeah, say there are high interest, yeah, as it relates to these Chinese people in Jamaica wanting to mine the cockpit country. That's why you see them go down the door and move them around them. Yeah. Under which regime was the Maroon threatened after their land? Their sovereign land that was given to them by the crown. Under which regime, people? Andrew Holness regime. Nobody never molest the Maroon them. In them settlement. Andrew Holness regime alone come and start that molestation. Those police down a more town and carry out some illegal activity. And I know so the people them can arrest them up there. The Maroon land is a sovereign land given to them by the crown. And so those people have their own law, their own chief. I've seen a one-eye case them try to get to one-eye chief, you know. Because, you know, Andrew love dangle some carrot, you understand? And the chief did I get weak too. Yeah? But you see the maroon people, them, which means a part of them, we are some, great people, some strong-minded people. Yeah, and anybody can come around and move so easily, We are warrior from birth. Yeah. I remember tell people, if you don't know, my grandfather was a big time maroon man. His name Stuart. Him come from Stuart Town. And death. A theme family, them name the place after in St. Mary Stuart Town. Them call him Silk Crab. And them call my mother Coolie Girl. Okay? So me know the maroon thing in and out, Yeah, man. Go all a more town, man. Go meet all the chief. But I way I say, man. And when I go there, I just see a white smoke just appear in front of my eye and go through the window. The first time I was astonished. Yeah. And the lady said to me, son, oh, I'm here. Chief, welcome, when you see that smoke that go through, the chief, Come here, look and say, oh, a smoke. Nobody know smoke, but a smoke just go across me and go through the window. You understand? And she say, yeah, you're a real maroon. So, me know everything on a level where that is concerned. You understand? Yeah. So, when you see them want to move out the maroon them from out of the cockpit region, it's to mine it. Andrew let them too greedy. People now have to get rid of them out of the place. Because them want too much. You understand? And them don't want left nothing for them. Them people have to go. Them not good for the island. Them not good for the population in Jamaica. Them want to reduce the population by all means. Through state killing, through poverty, through mental disarray, and many more I could name. Because he's a man when I sit down on my hot seat, people. Yeah. For the whole day, I do some farmer facts finding and, dissect a lot of things, Yeah. Prepare myself to come on the program. Yeah. Me not really use nothing written down script. Me just come out of the head cup. Because everything stored in the computer you have. You understand? But we know the subject line them. And I can speak adequately on the subject matter. We know what Andrew do. We know what Andrew is trying to achieve from the cockpit mountain that we have. Yeah? And we know, say, Andrew have benefit immensely, yeah, by his government relinquishing the levy that was on the backside. Quid pro quo. Take it off and come in, we give the contract. Can you imagine a prime minister in your place, man, have so much business around, man? Yeah. Nearly 200, I'm going to go about 200 truck now. I'm going to go about 200 truck, because 2015, when me out there 150 truck, the man them tell me, because me a reason the man them. And me I say, my God, how am I move so? And the man them say, boy, right now, when we go there, a line we have to line up and the man them call in 100 truck them, Be 100 truck are going. And the man there and can't get a work with him truck. So a cruelty, Andrew, had dish out for the people them. Yeah, cruelty. That's why me have to come here and talk the way me talk and burn Andrew Wallace and him regime. Burn size 13. Burn the whole of them. Burn Crab. Burn all Nigel Clark, the old criminal, the Piper son. You understand? Yeah, because Nigel sell with Jamaica asset, Because we not get nothing off our backside. And that is one of our main prime asset. Yeah? And what him do? Him get highly rewarded job position in the United States. As it relates to him sitting on IMF board now. You understand? That a him quid for crow with IMF. So them the party are not good for Jamaicans. Yeah? And Jamaica have to start realize, yeah, using the one critical thinking aspect we got going on. Ask for yourself, Why can't our country benefit from bauxite? And why would bauxite now becomes it's find itself in our situation where we can't sustain its workforce when it is in high demand? It is in high demand, you know. Just like oil, you know. The OPEC people, they make the money from oil. And so, Jamaica, yeah, cause 6 major producer of bauxite, you know, in the world, you know. And Jamaica one of the top major producer. You understand? And Michael Manley did farm the bauxite levy association. You understand? Cause himself people forget money for them product. So just like how you have OPEC, Michael Manley did farm it. The association backside country. Yeah. And see it now, Labour right come take it and give it for them own beneficial gain. Yeah. And me I tell you say, me don't know why. But now me I realize more and more me divulge and dig deeper into certain things. Why you think America now want to come for Andrew Holness? If Andrew Holness was a PMP, belongs to the People's National Party, and I operate like this, them come for him long time. Actually, it's a capitalist party him represent, where them benefit from capitalist administration worldwide. That's why them allow the nastiness that they carry on. Yeah, that's why sometimes I say America are good for Jamaica. And the only time you can get respect, yeah, as a little island, you have to nationalize yourself and run with some of them garbage people here, like IMF and them people. You don't need them. Do like what you see Ibrahim Traoré do. You know, see him run France. You know, see how much things are happening in France now. A 5 prime minister France change in a less than 2 years. 4 this year alone. Because without Burkina Faso, the economy are destabilized. You understand? We have to know, say, we can't stand from our own 2 feet. We can't build ourselves. You see how long them left Cuba in the wilderness? But yes. Cuba not deteriorate. Right now, Cubans don't live better life because them safe in them country. Them not no crime where we have a go on and nobody not rob the treasury. You understand? So sometimes it's better when you make sacrifice and stand for your own. You will create your own laws and you will protect your asset better. But it's a true diaspora flooding money. And them can run go IMF go buy and a taxpayers have to pay it back. Them run go World Bank go borrow and a taxpayers left pan, but and them a thief the majority of the money with them a borrow. Them continue like this. They will forever play this game. This government is not strength to run the country, you know. To care for the people, you know. Because right now, a common citizen not care for Jamaica, the diaspora. You can imagine we sending more than what them export. Our remittance is practically 3 times how what them are export to bring in foreign exchange to Jamaica. Them not do nothing. Them are crab louse, them are chink. Them are everything, them are lice, them suck blood. Them feed for the people them back in Jamaica, suck the people them blood. And that the Labour government do. They are parasites. They don't work. So we have to highlight this nasty kleptocratic regime government where Andrew Holness assemble and led and show the people how much they are benefiting and how little they are offering to you guys. Nothing basically, handout and a something nobody want. If you have pride in our handout, you don't want to be a man in your house, but people see you get handout. Or people know say that way your life sustain itself. You have to run, go to member of parliament every time. Back to school time. You run down a member of parliament office. You know, man. Woman, I do the same thing. That's all. Throw it and shove up and eat them. Eh? How disrespectful all them thing there is. That show you say our society is broken and need to be fixed. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
Wonderful. Now let us get now deep, because we are going to get into the belly of the cockpit and show you how vicious Andrew Holness are done and the trickery that Andrew Holness is carrying out with. Now, Andrew Holness promised that he would protect the cockpit mountain, but you are going to see that Andrew Holness went back on that word to protect the cockpit mountain, and he delivered this in Parliament. Listen, Jamaican people, this is how vicious the Prime Minister is. Now, let us get into that melting pot. Let us share this to show the people the evidence. So we don't do tabloid around here. Here it is, people. Prime Minister says works completed to protect cockpit country. Right? Let us look at that. Prime Minister Andrew Holness last Thursday listed a number of new projects which have led to significant progress in advancing the protection of the cockpit country protected area. After Andrew Holness had done that, people, Andrew Holness actually sent people in there to go and cut out the mahogany hoods. This is how vicious Andrew Holness is. Now, the Prime Minister told the House of Representatives in his budget presentation that he was proud to advise members that the work to declare 78,024 hectares of the cockpit country a protected area has been completed. This is what the Prime Minister said. Clear. In my hand is a gazetted order under the Natural Resources Conservation Authority Act, which provides binding legal protection to the area displayed on the map. It is important to note that the protected area is approximately 3,292 hectares, larger than the 74,726 hectares, which was announced in 2017. He said the CCPA is the island's largest terrestrial protected area and overall the second largest protected area after the Portland Bight protected area, which spans 187,615 hectares of both the terrestrial and marine areas. Now, let us look in terms of Andrew Holness' so-called protection. Now, let us look, my Jamaican people. When I tell you that this man cannot be trusted, right? Andrew Holness is dangerous. Selling out our sovereignty. Now, listen up, Jamaica. Listen up.
Jamaican people, we're going to show you even further evidence that Andrew Holness is a perfect dunce and a solid incompetent. Now, let us bear in mind that the Cockpit Mountains is one of the 10 places in the world that has not been touched by man, whether modern or ancient. No walk through it yet. It's never been geologically surveyed or mapped. And he's going to sign over bauxite mining lease to companies without knowing what's there. We don't understand yet the underground water system and how it channel, and the caves and how they interlock and produce and send the water. We don't understand why it has borium, iron, gold, diamonds. But he has given mining leases to people, to foreigners and foreign entities. That will show you the extent of a dunce that Andrew Holness is. You cannot put a crown on a fucking clown and call that Ras a king. That is a failure. What is the geological wealth of the cockpit mountains that you're giving away. The whole world needs water. Everywhere in the world, water is more expensive than gas. And you bumberfuck would actually give away the most precious wealth resource we have, water. You would destroy that Andrew Holness in your short-sightedness and lack of alacrity of what you're really dealing with in the cockpit mountains. You don't even have any jurisdiction there, Andrew. Remember, you know, when I box off upon you, you know, done said, we are going to carry your constitutional court. We are make you play your hand, you know, make you see how far you're going to go with this. The international human rights lawyers already have your name and the case done start. You're bright. Like you was not bright boy at school. You was an average mind and you're doing average things still. You know the geological wealth. You understand the connection and how it will affect the entire water supply system of the island and the ability for the people to have water and for the farmers to farm. You are destroying something that is priceless. Again, done said Andrew Holness. In every country in the world, as per the World Organization statistics, in every country in the world, water is more expensive than gasoline. So may I put to you again another suggestion. To the people of Jamaica, tell me if me sound like our foolishness may I talk. Done said Andrew Holness. All of the money you will be getting from the next 30 years of bauxite, because that's all that leave in the Coptic country. You can make way more than that in a year. If you get the proper equipment and start bottling the water and filtering it and shipping it overseas. Bahamas, Guyana, all these countries need water. Everybody importing water. All the rich, oil-rich Arab countries have one thing they don't have. They don't have water. Put together a ministerial group to negotiate with them. We're trading your oil for water and fix Jamaica's energy problem and bring down the cost of living. Because once we start getting oil from the Arabs, why are we buying oil from Americans who buy the oil from the Arabs? You think you can disrespect my daddy lunch money? Done said Andrew Holness. No. Put together a ministerial group. Keith Duncan, my brethren, you're there on the Economic Oversight Committee. Put this in place. You know, say we have the water, we did have the water factory up in Irish Town. It's still there. Prepare to battle 72,000 cases per shift. And all of above Catherine's Peak. Bless up Uncle Cyrus. It's all there and ready. Water is a viable thing and you're going to destroy the most viable resource we have. Keith, all the other businessmen, them talk to this fool for me, please. Here I have given you an answer, not just criticizing you, Andrew Holness. I have provided you with an intelligent, economically viable answer. And alternative, since it's alternative development, don't do bauxite, do water. Let us calculate what's the price per water, per ton, and calculate the price per bauxite, and you see there's no viability in bauxite mining. So to pursue this means that you are bent on destroying this country, and we will bear that in mind.
Whoa. Whoa.
Powerful.
That. Melting.
Powerful. Yeah, man.
That is powerful. Powerful.
Yeah, man.
Now, melting pot.
Yeah, my brother.
As it relates to, how can I put it? The environmental viability. I'm not trying to be smart like him, you know.
You're the on the right track, one.
Not trying to look at things like be smart like him, you know. As according to the environment viability, when we weigh the option as it relates to bauxite mining, as it relates to Per and Nigel Clark removing the bauxite levy, so we are not getting anything anyway, zero, giving them to free, running the risk of destroying the cockpit mountain. Let us start now. Let us start now, melting pot. The cockpit mountain itself contains 40% of Jamaica water basin.
All right.
40% of Jamaica water basin. fresh, solid water that spring from the rocks.
Yes.
So what he said is not only prudent, but definitely viable.
Yeah, man.
He also mentioned that we are purchasing oil. But look at this, because he touched something that you realize that Andrew Holness is really stupid. Now remember, I know that Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips, right, set up the Petro-Carib as it relates to the Venezuela oil deal. We were getting a nice deal. Don't. We were getting a nice deal in terms of the purchasing of the oil from Venezuela. Andrew Holness, influenced by Trump, make Donald Trump tell him to go against Venezuela.
Yeah.
To go against Venezuela. And Andrew Holness did go against Venezuela and side with Trump. You know what happened next? You know what happened next?
Venezuela run with them, man.
Venezuela run with Jamaica. And guess what? United States gone back to Venezuela. And Andrew Holness can't go back to Venezuela.
You're mad.
Look at that. Look at that. That's why this young man is saying that he's a dunce, and he's a dunce for true.
Long time I know him a dunce, man.
We are telling Jamaican people that this man is a narcissist. He's a narcissist. You understand? And he has no brains. He's a buffoon. And so then when you look at it, melting pot, you realize that this man is set out to destroy Jamaica. Now, he now caught up between United States and America. He now caught up between United States and China. And he's now rubbing himself in between two super world power.
Yeah.
And he's going to get crushed out in him.
Must get crushed.
Because if China start to expose him already, telling Jamaican people, say, you understand, his government can't pay them,
Right.
Right? But now, when we look now, we could get back now to the Cockpit Mountain. How valuable the Cockpit Mountain is. Remember, Andrew Holness went in Parliament, and signed an agreement that he's going to protect the Cockpit Mountain,
Right.
And he went back behind his word, behind his signed agreement, and gone issue a license for the Cockpit era to mine,
Yeah.
This is the Andrew Holness, So then when you look at the calculation in terms of the formula provided as it relates to that gentleman saying that, okay,
right,
symbolical. Think about this, right? Water is really a resourceful commodity, well-needed commodity, right? You have many places, as what he pointed out, right?
Yeah.
In Asia, right? The oil-rich country, you understand?
Right.
Where they don't have water. And he's saying, set up a ministerial group where now you can have dialogue in terms of trade, right? And that sort of, to win that sort of deal. And if you provide, just imagine, we are not getting nothing from the backside because he had really commit himself as it relates to quid pro quo.
Right.
He removed the backside levy from those people who are stealing our resources and continue to steal our resources for him to get the haulage contract.
Yeah.
We are talking tonight, right? And many persons in the chat room, right, are giving evidence that they're really aware of trucks owned by Andrew Holness and Juliet Holness that really participate in some of the haulage.
Right.
So when you look at this now, you understand Andrew Holness now willing now to sell out the country, damage the country resources, Because if you now continue to be issued license to breach further areas in the cockpit mountain and you damage our water basin, how are we going to, how the country is going to survive? Eh? Our agricultural viability, right, is going to be flatline.
Yeah, man.
Am I mentioning that?
You're right, man, 100%, man.
It's going to be flatline.
Flatline.
Yeah, not only that, there's going to be a health hazard situation as it relates to those dry dust.
Yes.
Right? Spreading, permeating all over the cockpit, and people who live there will start to be affected by that.
True, true.
They will have lungs infection and all sorts of ailment. So Andrew Warner single-handedly Jamaica is damaging Jamaica. We are losing our sovereignty under Andrew Warner. Some of them don't even know what sovereignty means. I don't know why I explain that, you know.
Them know, man. Our people them know, man.
No,
our
honestly,
people them know, man.
We are losing our sovereignty.
Andrew them don't know about sovereignty.
I'm not intending to disrespect anyone, but I am saying, right, we are losing the grip of our country. If we don't have a country, we don't have a foundation, people. How are we going to deal with our generation? What our generation is going to come and get?
Nothing.
What is the benefit of us even having children? For them to do what? Grow up where? And experience what? Destruction ahead that we fail to do. We get one simple task to do. One simple task was just simply to vote out this man. And yet we fail. Right? We know that many Jamaicans voted against Andrew Holness. But one person vote for Andrew Holness is one too much.
Yeah.
So let me just ease back and bring in Melting Pot in the space.
Yeah, man. And as we, always, highlight the inability of Andrew Holness to think correctly, yeah, and demonstrate leadership quality. Andrew have not like that. People who don't know me always use this phrase, He's not prime minister material, and he's certainly not surplus to requirement by the Jamaican population. Because here it is now. Andrew doesn't even know anything about the environment of the country. As simple as that. Because Andrew don't even know that the cockpit country has never been surveyed by anyone. So you cannot know where the caves are. You cannot know where the watersheds are. You cannot know nothing about it. It's one of 7 places in the world that has never been surveyed by men. You understand? It's untouched. Because that is where we get our water supply from. It's our main watershed. Nastiness and Holness. Where you not get some good educational knowledge of Jamaica in your head shit before you come to about you want to be Prime Minister, Mr. Lie Minister, Mr. Crime Minister. What's wrong with you? I know when they send the truck illegally in the maroon them territory and start cut out the tree them was to clear the land for Angela to start on a mining operation. We know that because the forestry department wasn't aware. And we saw the whole operation and the standoff between the truck and the people from the maroon land and the police them. You see how much police car they turn up on the operation, they all soldier? Yeah. and you carry out illegal operation for the people in sovereignty land. Maroon land and not something where you can go and go demonstrate your egoistic behavior where you have piece of shit. You need to stop the operation where you are going with. We never elect a dictator in our country. The people have elect a prime minister, but he's a so-called prime minister. I will never call you piece of shit. You're nastiness, you're a criminal. And you want everything for yourself and you're big foot woman. You're size 13 woman. Look how woman foot little bit all over the world. But you choose one with 13. Eh? You choose one with 13. Hey, Jamaican people, we now have to start take the message, you know. Because the message, it will come from all quarters. No quarters giving any more to this garbage prime minister. Everybody come out now and throw down the gauntlet on him. Because people are feel it. People are feel it left, right, and center up to the little baby them start feel Andrew hands. This is how bad this guy is to Jamaica and Jamaicans. That's up to the little baby them now, the man start playground. You understand? So one more indication on the one say this guy for go. This guy not even supposed to do 2 years another term, you know. This guy don't supposed to last 2 years in office in this term. The third term where you hear my boast about, but we don't tell him say I'm worst term.
Amen.
At this term, I'm going to put you where you truly belongs under nasty holiness. You're on your big foot size 13. You don't need to get cleaned up by the law enforcement officer where we have. But you will have none look like we have got seek outside intervention. But we can't look to America. We probably have got turn to a colonial master. We have got cry help to the United Kingdom. The head of Commonwealth. We have a call for you guys now to shed some light on Jamaica and what is happening in Jamaica. We can't depend on America and Trump because what is playing out between Andrew administration and the Trump administration is a form of compromisation. We know you are criminals, you got to do what we want you to do, like getting rid of the Cuban doctors and nurses. Yeah, like voting against Venezuela and all these stupid things. You understand? Yeah, because if you don't, then you know we will do. And you don't want America to do what they have in mind to do, what he know they can do. So he will sell the country down the gutter. So we have to look further afield. We have some powerful Commonwealth country, you know. Yeah. Not just the UK, but places like Australia and New Zealand and Canada. You understand? So sometimes when they are not turned to America because we know them powerful. Yeah, but America now really intervene with where we are going right now in Jamaica. Remember the whole blueprint, you know, with America and Jamaica, you know, is that America is a capitalist-based country. And we have two parties in Jamaica. One is a social democratic party where them label as communists and try to trample all over. And the next one is this nasty CIA one, the Labour Party. So they're going to always support them. So we have to go back to a whole colonial master and ask him for help. Because have people who can help the crisis in Jamaica, you know. You understand? Yeah? And we have to go further afield and call for the Prime Minister down in Australia and the one in Canada. Yeah? Because Jamaica need help. Help, if I have help from above, but Jamaica need help. We cannot take no more Andrew Willis on size 13. And the members them will farm the regime. We cannot. Our people need to see the light of day. And you have everybody in a darkness. Till the people them now start complaining about mental disarray. You understand? Yeah. Where in the world you go and see a prime minister win a third term, but him can't celebrate it? You tell me. Him afraid for him face the public. Him take a month away from public life, basically. Not in parliament the man enthusiastic about. Because him, when him look and see 28 on the other side, him say, God Almighty, things get bad for me now. I've lost all my dominance. I've lost all when it's possessed in the last term. Yes. Regardless if PMP don't farm the government based on what to go on with, what the PMP have, yeah, it's a strong 28 membership led by a strong leader in Mark Walling. You understand? A leader we don't deal with them whole mob. You know them in a mill mob we chip up on them all in a mill chimney we chip up and full up in a phone cabinet. We Mark Walling have round them, you know. A China and Crystal, you know, Crystal clear. Can't be a clean people Mark Walling have round them, you know. Squeaky clean. You can't see through them. The corruption now block your vision. When you look through Andrew Wallis cabinet, have be a corrupted thing you see there, you can't see through them. They're not clean. Them are shit. Them are criminal. The whole of them over there, so. All of them know what Andrew are doing. All of them know what Andrew are doing. Andrew cannot operate anymore. He can't. So why Minister of Mining? Another criminal called Vaz. Him Andrew play some game in our society, people. It's unbelievable. Yeah, remember them guy that travel and go pick up briefcase of money, you know, in Mexico, you know. After selling the country entity, you know, and telling us bogus price, but we collect the rest. America flag it. So with Darrell Bars now as the man who is in charge of Ministry of Mining. Then the cockpit not for mining, man. For mining process, you know. So you see how the team at work. You see how them at work? I saw them at work. Just like that as me I point it out. Because remember, you know, Vaz cannot stick nor twist round Andrew, you know. Andrew can't stick nor twist round Vaz. The two of them are two dirty, nasty piece of nigga we rise up in Jamaica. You understand? Them criminality, perceive them identity. Them are nobody if we look for them a thief. Them are all criminal. But of them want to ravish the youth them in a society. Yeah? But who are the biggest criminal in Jamaica? Not get a youth anymore. Politicians run past, get a youth and leave them in a them wake. Leave them in a trail of dust. Politicians run criminality in Jamaica. Scamming was introduced in Jamaica by politicians. Gang is supplied with guns and ammunition by politicians. Cocaine has been brought into the island by politicians. Distributed by politicians. And mash up our young men and young women. Yeah, several nice young girls who supposed to come up and produce nice kids to carry on the growth of Jamaica population end up on the street because of these guys' importation of drugs from the island. And when you get hooked on them things, they never come off. Yeah, and mash up the people. So we have to come out now and highlight the severity of how this government operates. Remember, I don't like them just to touch one little area, you know, of people's life, you know. Them destroy all aspects of a Jamaican life. If you buy a motor vehicle, you buy crime. Police don't stop you out the road. No stop charge you. Yeah? I remember, you know, you can't mount a defense for yourself when you got a traffic court at South Camp Road. You cannot mount a defense. If you don't have the money, you go to Central. A Central at the lock-up place when you go a traffic office, traffic court for South Camp Road. Yeah, Central are your next home. Them do even give an extended version like where somebody do roll read, you know, with them big criminal case about them put them off and like Andrew case and that. So you see say them trample over the ghetto people them. Ghetto people now no vice. But I ghetto people are run behind them criminal and I lend them support. Eh? And I go out and I destroy on a fellow Jamaican where una and them up on the same level. Andrew up on a high pinnacle. Yeah. Uno can't climb the pinnacle where Andrew there. Andrew don't live amongst you guys. Andrew use uno to gain traction so him can live above uno. And uno must realize when you have a leader. Yeah. Remember Michael Manley demonstrate the real quality of a good leader, you know. Him walk hand in hand with the people. You understand? Him not leave them behind. Him walk hand in hand with the people. Loving with the people. You understand? Him write books to the people. Him make with people them from back in them time they could have known so well then boy education is something that must be, you know, a paramount to develop your life. Not like these people who steal from the education and don't see it as a priority. Because remember, if you don't, you can't reason like how you see me a mystical reason, you know. Because you're not going to know what to say. So you would never say anything against a nasty regime like what Andrew Wallace run right now. So we have to give thanks to Daddy Michael man because we come up in a theme time. Yeah. And we get what we forget so we can use it now to enhance other people's life. And that we are doing around here. So we now go stop beating upon this nasty criminal prime minister and them regime. Me tell you so them coming like some hole in a mill mug and some old chimney where chip up. I saw for them cabinet look. But when you look over Mark Wall inside, you see China and Crystal. And you know Crystal, you can't look through it. Crystal clear. A clean people over there, so the leadership is good for Jamaica. And so we have to champion our cause and support Mark Wall and the People's National Party right now. Because that is the only alternative for Jamaica going forward. We cannot rely on Andrew Wallace and this kleptocratic government. Yeah? This government that, you know, pride itself upon corruption. Yeah? Drugs trafficking, gun trafficking, money laundering. Yeah? And using Jamaica as a prime hub in the Caribbean for drugs transshipment. What can go so? What can go so? And we ask the question, and we ask it in good faith. And we want our people to tell with them now, where do we go from here? Do we continue to support this nasty kleptocratic government? Or do we decide that enough is enough once and for all? And show him in no uncertain manner. Stand up against a regime. And as I used the terms the other night, we were on the show. I said, Jamaican, it's time to take the baton in your hand and go to the victory line. And what I mean when I say that, because we're not running a race, you know. We're not on an Olympic track. It means that we must take matters into our hand. Because the election process, which is the fair policy that we use for transition of government, you know what them do with that? Who don't know what them do with that? Yeah? Them breach that and carry out a coup for democracy. So now we have to have another strategy going forward. Take matters into our hand. Take to the street and show this kleptocratic government that enough is enough. Time for a change, and I yield back the floor to my brother. Come in, my brother, where you there?
All right, we're there. All right. Okay. Now, Jamaica, let us get into showing you the seriousness with the corruption of Andrew Holness administration. I have shown you a pattern of behavior and why you have other members of parliament, you understand, making the same reflection as it relates to what Andrew Holness had done, because they know very well that he involved deeply in corruption. So everyone is doing what Andrew Holness is doing. He cannot speak to them because they know what he's doing. And so then he cannot correct any of his ministers. He has to protect them and they protect him. So when Melting Pot speak about the entire organization is a kleptocratic organization, yes, indeed, it's a fact. Where am I going? I am going to show you how Andrew Holness with Robert Montague take up millions of our dollars and give it to their friends. Millions of taxpayers' dollars and give it to their friend. Just similarly as how Tufton take up partially $80 million and give it to his personal friends. Let me show you this. Where are we going? We are going to get into First Rock. And one of the reasons why we are getting into First Rock, because I look and I saw today where First Rock is in another mission in another Caribbean country.
Mighty God.
Why am I going back to First Rock? Because remember, First Rock is still news, The reason why I'm going back to First Rock, because I saw where First Rock active again. Active again. So I said, you know what? Let I bring back the history so that the people can understand how you exist, how First Rock exists. And we see that you are now on a trend in the Caribbean on the same mission. On the same mission. Now, watch this, my Jamaican people. Watch this. Look where we are going. And we're going to get into the history. Right? We are going to get into the history. Now look at this. I am going to show you the rise of First Rock. How First Rock came into being, assisted by none other than the Jamaica Labour Party government. People, what I'm saying, here is the history. I am going to show you how First Rock came into existence by the Jamaica Labour Party through none other than this man here. Look at him. God don't like ugly, Look at him. This is the man who rose First Rock on the instruction of Andrew Holness. This is the man and Andrew Holness who rise First Rock. Listen and read, people. AAJ went against board and invested in First Rock. Probe reveals. Now, the Airport Authority of Jamaica group invested almost $500 million of taxpayers' money in startup First Rock Capital Holdings, despite an initial board recommendation against the move. But Andrew Holness tell the brother to go ahead because them have to eat a food. A Gleaner investigation has found over a period of 15 days in February 8, 2019, the AAJ swung from deciding against buying shares to doing so with some board members shut out of the ultimate decisions. Now, it also emerged that a subsidiary, right, NMIL Airport Limited, went ahead with the AAG in a second stock purchase in January 2020, despite warning from board members to wait because the money was needed by the finance ministry. When you hear the corruption, people? People, now they show you how first work started. You know? No. The entities have $3 million US, which is $450 million. No, the entity, you know, are Jamaican taxpayers. Split equally in First Rock, making the group the third largest investor up to March this year. The revelations may give perspective to July's gravely concerned admission from none other than who? Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the scandal exposed by this newspaper. Let me tell you, so the list of the man that do Jamaica some wicked fucking things in the man.
Yeah,
His administration has resisted calls for board members of both entities linked to the deals to be sacked even after Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark confirmed in Parliament that the first investment allegedly broke the law. Even Nigel Clark go against it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, Jamaica people, as bad as Nigel Clark is, even Nigel Clark spoke out against this, you know. But him can't stop Andrew. Andrew are the boss. Investment in the stocks of First Rock was not recommended at this time because of limited. Here, why it is not recommended, you know. Here, why it is not recommended, you know. Because the firm has no basis of any previous investment and deals, you know. Is Robert Montague, Andrew Holness and him friend them create First Rock, you know.
Yeah.
Investment in stocks of First Rock was not recommended at this time because why? Of limited financial and operational history. You hear that, people? As a company just being launched, let me read that over. As a company just being launched, there was no financial data on which to assess the returns obtainable from this investment. You hear that? Right. Noted the minutes from a January 23rd, 2019 meeting of the AAG board obtained through an access to information request. I request them of a request.
Tell them, Sir Baron, tell them.
Forget it, you know. Let me talk to you, people. They have to request, the investigator have to request the information as it relates to the access of information. Now, that conclusion was made after AAJ said it analyzed proposal pitched by two entities, including First Rock, right? A St. Lucia registered private equity firm that started operations in May 2019. Remember, people, that Andrew Holness start ADMAT in St. Lucia. Remember, St. Lucia then carry off them bangarang, you know.
Yeah.
So them a group up here. You understand? Everything over St. Lucia. You understand? And pivot back into Jamaica. Now, operations in March 2019 and listed on Jamaica Stock Exchange the following year. Look on this arms also now. This company now have no history. Right? Registered private equity firm that started operations in March 2019 and listed on Jamaica Stock Exchange, right, the following year in 2020. What can go so?
That me I say.
What can go so? This company don't have no history in doing any business.
No.
But they quickly Andrew Holness, right? Robert Montague and the First Rock boss, so-called First Rock boss, shell company.
Yeah, man.
Set up something now where taxpayers' money now can dump into it. Unna see the wickedness, Jamaica. Unna see the wickedness and the evil. But 8 days after the decision to rule out First Rock, an internal analysis emerged recommending that the AAG buys 500,000 US worth of First Rock shares through a private placement. A matching amount was controversial, made by NMIAL. The analysts, we said it was based on the AAJ's group's investment policies, assessed the financial strength of First Rock. AAJ said First Rock approached it with the investment proposal in 2019. The company met only one of AAJ's 6 eligibility criteria. You know, listen up, people. Want to listen up. The company met only one of AAJ's 6 eligibility criteria, you know, and that was for having a reputable ownership and structure. Just ownership and structure them having, nothing else, you know, people. Nothing else, you know. No other business experience that they're involved in. No balance sheet can reflect anything. Yo, it's not funny. The company failed, and the others, which included not being in operation for at least 2 years. On a year for yourself, people. Lacking working capital. On a year for yourself. No capital injection. Andrew Holness, Robert Montague, and First Rock boss just quickly put something together. A shell company.
Shell.
And where Jamaica taxpayers dump into this to steal taxpayers' money. No positive balance sheet. No balance sheet, you know, and could not meet the requirement and the assessed ratio. Let me take this away. Because I'm telling you, saying people. You see wickedness with Andrew Holness. Now, paper. Now, you want to see what them take the money and do, right? And we are going to show you that First Rock, to show you how they have no business experience, but them get taxpayers' money, right, to invest, right, in housing development, which went bankrupt. Bankrupt. Now look, follow me, people. Follow me. Because me I follow them, you know. Follow me because me I follow them. Look at this now, people. Now this is June 5th, 2025. You know. June 5th, 2025. What happened? First Rock's Ambani Estate placed into receivership by Seaga Bank. Want to hear that? Right? So Seaga plus the money where Robert Montague give them, plus them go take Seaga money, borrow loan from Seaga, and so what am I try bill ya? A taxpayers money this in a paper. Look. More to look, Jamaican. Look panic. See that? When can you use taxpayers money? Right? Borrow Seaga money and build this project. Now, I can read in the saga. First Rock Real Estate Investment Limited has confirmed that Ambani Estate Residential Development, located at 1 to 3 Bamboo Avenue, Kingston 6, has been placed into receivership by Sagicor Bank Jamaica Limited. Now the bank now sees them assets. Because they don't have no money. So the money what them get from the government, AAJ, authorized by Andrew Holness, of course, and Robert Montague. Right, them push all the money in this, you know, and plus borrow from Sagicor to do the investment here. Now watch out. The decision was made following the maturity of US 10 million loan facility used to finance the construction of the luxury villa project. So the 10 million US dollars plus the amount of money that Montague and Andrew Holness push into this. So people who don't want to tell me, say, Robert Montague and Andrew Holness no have shares in this. I don't want to tell me. Say them don't have no shares in this. Eh? Them just give them this money for free.
Yeah,
no me the corruption, you know. Where they could be listed now as silent partners. Me don't know.
Of course.
Me only make separation. Me don't know.
All finger pointing to that, Sir Byron.
Right? All right. And when I say I saw it going on, me only I say. Now, Ambani Estate was envisioned as a high-end gated community of 12 standalone villas designed to appeal to Jamaica's ultra-wealthy clientele. The development is 90% complete with practical completion already achieved. Despite the upscale design and strong location in Kingston 6, only one unit has been sold since construction beginning 2022. Only one unit being sold. Because what they want to do in a melting pot, the money that they take from the government to start up First Rock, and the money that they borrow from Sagicor, them set up this construction now to spin back the money.
Yes.
But the house them not sell as it ought to be.
No.
Now, Sagicor Bank citing a lack of resolution after several months of negotiations. Because not now go on feet, you know. Not now sell. Only one house sell. Only one house unit sell. Can't pay back for the Sagicor debt of $10 million, you know. Now, exercise its legal right to take possession of the remaining lots under the terms of the credit facility.
Yes.
You only show them that. Now watch this now, people. May I take the document here. I'm going to show you what I go on because I track them in the people. Yeah, man. Mystic Sensation, I track them. Now, watch this, people. Look for my trackings. You think me not follow them? I track them, people. I track them. Now, First Rock. Watch it now, people. First Rock now because Sagicor, right? Repo them. Them now go check Mayberry. What you call this now? Melting pot. Loan upping.
Yeah.
So them borrow money from one entity.
Yeah.
Right? And then partially have difficulty in paying it, them bankrupt.
Them bankrupt.
So Sagicor, right, sees their remaining assets.
Yeah, repossess them.
What them gone now? Them run Ghana, Mayberry to help and ban it. Hey, passa. Watch this now. First Rock Real Estate Investment Limited and its subsidiary, right, FCH, Jamaica Developers Limited, right? Because Andrew Holness have project in this, you know, Jamaica Developers Limited, you know, has settled their debt with Sagicor Bank Jamaica Limited. Hey, a bang around this now. How the IC now did this?
No, well, this is sometimes.
With Sagicor Bank of Jamaica Limited. So, of course, them get help. Utilizing the proceeds of a corporate note structured and arranged by Mayberry Investment Limited. Right? So Mayberry now, you understand? Now take over the debt. So them are Mayberry now in a business.
And them are Mayberry now.
The repayment on September 15 marks the formal exit from receivership for the Anabani real estate project in Ligani, Kingston. First Rock said, because they now pay up Sagicor.
Yeah.
Chairman of First Rock Group, Brian Reid, said Mayberry Investment has agreed to pay out $10 million US, what they previously borrowed from Sagicor, which should settle the outstanding obligations to Sagicor. Make sure so we get the pasa straight, you know, because we are that tell the people in the pasa. Obviously, we are very happy that we are able to get this behind us. We will move on to the next phase, which is full and final completion of remaining lots. Right? Reid told the financial gleaner. Now, Reid has not revealed the full size of the financing package, but said the 12-unit Hambani luxury residential development is now expected to be complete in the coming months, as according to them. Right? Mayberry also confirmed the deal. And remember, Jamaica, that on the taxpayers' money involved in this, you know.
Yeah.
You remember, so the money involved in this, you know. But its marked filing was also absent. Specific details regarding the secured note and financing planning. Right? This assistance is ongoing, so we are comfortable in our ability, both from an execution standpoint and a financial capability standpoint, to complete the project, Reid said. We could take that away. Show you how we attract them. No, people, watch a bangarang and know. Watch this bangarang and know. Remember, you know, people. Right? They might move from debt to debt, you know, people. You know, remember, you know. Right? Just like how Andrew owns the Ponzi scheme up. I saw them now the loan up. So now them are loan up now. Watch this now, people. You know, look on this now. When me look, me say, Ratty George, them gone at St. Lucia are involved now in business. You hear this now, people? Look on First Rock in St. Lucia. See it, yeah? See the same people, see the same man. When I sort out the problem with Mulberry yet, you know. Where him in buying, because him in buying with Sagicor and in a receivership with Sagicor, and Mayberry bail him out and see me again, people. First Rock delivers third Costa Rica project. Now you know an investigator like me. You know the question when me I go ask, melting pot. Let me ask that question, I don't want nobody here. I wonder where them get this money here from.
That me I said to. That me I said to Sir Byron.
We could left that alone now.
For the time being.
For the time being.
Okay.
First Rock Real Estate Investment Limited has completed its third development project in Costa Rica. You hear that, melting pot?
Yeah, man.
Them depend on moving now. Remember saying a melting pot? Them never have no money and couldn't find any money to pay Sagicor.
Right.
Remember saying Mayberry, I feel partially bail them out and them and Mayberry in an arrangement, you know.
Yes.
But watch them now, melting pot. In a Costa Rica, melting pot, let me ask you a question again. How will them get this money from now?
Well, I mean, I know, you know.
The latest project involves modern KFC restaurant and a distribution center and was executed through a subsidiary company, First Rock Latham SA. It is the third KFC facility set up by the company for the franchise operator, Sean Myers, Vice President of First Rock Capital Latham, says the distribution center covers about 8,000 square feet and US $2 million was invested in the setup of the center and the restaurant. I wonder if I may bury money them I use.
All the time will tell.
Our total investment to date when it comes to KFC in Costa Rica is about 4.5 million US dollars. No. But them get the money there from.
That me wax.
The project, which commenced in April of this year, was handed over to the franchise operator in June, while the distribution center was handed over in August. Located in Coyal, the main industrial hub of Costa Rica, the development, particularly the distribution center, hold significant value of KFC as it will enhance and streamline their logistic operation across the region, First Rock said in a release. Now, me wonder melting pot. I wonder if Andrew Holness have no shares in him something here.
Always.
Because the question when I ask melting pot. First Rock came out of nowhere.
Exactly. But we know where it come from too.
Right?
We know where it came from.
And where Andrew Holness and Robert Montague take taxpayers' money and start up First Rock.
Yeah.
So then, why would they do it? And they are not a sleeping partner. No,
well,
melting pot.
That is a very fundamental question.
Let me close and make and argue this melting pot. I know that Robert Montague couldn't have done this alone.
No, he stated it. Remember, you know, Byron, him say, yes. Andrew tell him to do it, but him I get the blame.
All right, you know about that. You company podium and talk about thing them.
Yeah, my people. As it relates to the abbreviation AAJ, it means Airport Authority of Jamaica. Okay? At the time, Nasty Agintai, yeah, was the man in charge over there. Okay? And it is refuted, yeah, by Agintai, Montague, that Andrew told him to take the 3 million US, which at the time valued 450 million Jamaican dollar, and put it into First Rock. But watch how them construct them thing. Yeah. When First Rock come at Jamaica, they make it look like it's a St. Lucian company.
Yeah.
A Jamaican orchestrate and formulate and rise up First Rock, but them will start the thing from over there, so but not a St. Lucian company. It's not a St. Lucian company.
Just like ADMAT.
Just like ADMAT. Yeah. So them present it now, like so when some St. Lucian investor now come with First Rock at Jamaica. Now it's Andrew Holness alongside him business partner. And him draft him little inchman Agintai. Yeah? And then take the 3 million US from Airport Authority of Jamaica and put it into First Rock. Yeah? And within a year, them put up First Rock on the stock exchange. Because them have to propel it enough.
Yes.
To that extent enough to attract investors. But that was a scam, my people.
Exactly.
That was a scam. You understand? And so that was the birth of First Rock.
Yeah.
So we know who controlled First Rock by just looking at the Genesis. AK Craven, eh?
All right.
AK Craven, eh? I remember you can't leave Agintai far behind either. But when they want to rob the money, you know, them find a way to make things look like it collapse.
Yeah.
Because then them run go to Sagicor. Yeah. take loan from Sagicor, build up them apartment, a luxurious apartment up in a Kingston 6. Yeah. And a one at the white elephant get sold. You understand?
So them
But
do,
I
them do
don't.
these things. Them do these things
I,
to wash, to
what,
wash, to laundry.
Well,
Yeah.
my brother,
Right.
and that's what I come to know. You know, me have to peel this bill here, you know.
Yes.
Cause more time them guy, you know, them make things look like it then a stalemate, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And look like them a struggle. Them not really a struggle. Because here it is now. Yeah. Sagicor decides that them are going to repossess. Because for them 10 million investment US dollar, them now make it just go so. All right, them boys say you want, you know, we are going to up over to Mayberry. And them up over Mayberry. Yeah. And them get what them forget. But no, we see them a function large and broad. Over in a St. Lucia. Because we expose them in a Jamaica, you know. They move back the business to where them originated from.
Yes.
Yeah. Because them not operate in Jamaica no more, you know.
Yes.
St. Lucia now, them gone and now them in the region now, Costa Rica, and them a deliver much project. Them gone, them third project. Yeah. And them a tell you how much money them invest in all of these things, what million US. Then from a busted entity to a now productive entity, what has changed? Well, we know Craven is at the helm, you know. We know a whole heap of thing run through a place where them think they carry certain street value, you know. And we know them are wash the money.
Oh, yes.
They are washing the money.
Laundry machine load.
Oh, God. Laundry machine start blah, 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 blah. Them are wash the money, my people. You understand? But them boy can't outsmart we, you know.
No.
Them can't. Yeah. Try as they might, they can't outsmart me and a mistake.
Can't.
Them can't go around a man like a man in the wilderness.
Definitely.
Because them know say when we take to the hot seat, remember we bring the best and most credible and reliable information. Yeah. Because we do what we do, you know. And we have what we have. So when we are read the topic, remember so we can chop treat like a waka, you know. You understand? We know them are going with this beer money laundering. That's why they rise up out of this fictitious shell company. Yeah. Because this little individual we see them as a poster boy. You man are really nothing. You man are nothing, you know. Because Andrew, you know, him family at all of these things where I'm involved in. You notice in my front them, him just get some poster boy and put them on the billboard and them to them face it. Them are garbage to where I go on. You understand? Craven here around the place. A Craven here around the place. That's why when we have drug bust, you never hear Craven here come out as the leader for the country and say, him a rage a war on this drugs trafficking. We are going at the place. No, I'm silent. A theme thing, man. A theme thing, you know. At there, so the money has spin off, you know. But Craven here, you have to meet your demise. You must meet your demise. Me not ask you, I tell you. So all the Wobia man, them where you have got the monkey man, we are jumpy and all them thing there. Him can't help you, you know, because your monkey man a jump you regular. That's why we know you're nastiness. Again time, the whole of them got the monkey man jump them. But them keep going to the monkey man for protection. How long will the monkey man protect you for? And can the monkey man protect you all the time? No. So, you know, go and take on jump from the monkey man. Yeah? Because you know we do anything for riches, you know. Me could I ever make monkey man jump me just to get wealth? When people give me something I can live after already by electing me as a member of parliament, and me become the chosen one to lead the party and become the prime minister of your country. But me I take myself and make monkey man a jump start me and me no broke down. You know mad. These are the games where Andrew will display. Him is a piece of shit. Labor right you don't need to know who no have a lead, you know. Who no have a man where the monkey man no stop jump. Several of them from the party, the monkey man a jump start them. Cause them have to go to the monkey man. Cause them believe that the monkey man and them sister things that work for them. No, it's a fabricated life when I live. And the monkey man are used, you know. That's why we don't want to shit. Cause we don't buy into demonic style of life. That's why we don't want to corrupted. Yeah. Look how we bow down to monkey man. So the continue now because we have the protection of the monkey man. Yeah, I want to do these things. I want to realize how the monkey man and the creator of life, you know. Yeah, the monkey man has somebody give him life too. So what we are going to find out now is after that time, the pyramid are going to tumble down with the whole out now. Here, this pyramid will not build, it must fall. Because Jamaican taxpayers' money gone down the drain, you know. You notice when I hear nothing about the 450 million where Agintai take from AAJ and put into First Rock. You notice how that just vanish and disappear out of the media space. But we have it, we can talk about it whenever we want to. Yeah, because we are not mainstream media, who is controlled and sponsored by the sponsors. You understand? We are independent, investigative journalists. And we will always find the credible information and dig and get to the source and bring it to the people. You understand? And that's what we do. So even when mainstream media lock out these discussions, yeah, we will have it around here. And ever so often when we head tech, we have to knock back on them. Yeah. Because one thing when we construct the program, you know, yeah, have the topic them line out for reason, you know. We not miss a beat. Yeah, we're not missing a beat. We know Andrew, a.k.a. Craven here, Holiness, is doing a lot of money laundering all over the place. All over the place. Hear that? Yeah? And I'm saying to United States of America, this guy has been using your currency to do illicit business. And so you must pursue your currency to have it in the right channel of fear as it relates to business. Your currency, as much as it cannot be in the hands of criminals doing criminality activities, you must find a way to stop that activity. You must get to the source and find the root of the evil that exists with your currency. A lot of your currency, you have not seen it for a while. It is stockpiled within the confined space of these criminals. And I know sometimes you have to wonder to yourself and, you know, go and print some more money and other thing to show up your currency. What them call it, quantity of easing. Yeah. You understand? Which you shouldn't have to do. But because people like Craven here, them and them entourage them are owed the US currency, then you have to print more money. Where are your currency? You can't find it. It's in a them guy hands. Yeah? Jamaican money just a move out of a place where it's supposed to be to run with structured business where we have. This is why after that, them have to give it the airport, you know. You don't know to say on the back of that the airport was privatized to the Mexican and Colombian them. In Byron?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then what happened after that? Andrew A.K. Craven here go down and take 12-year concession lease.
Yes.
12 years, you know. But we don't see the the guy do not with the 12-year money when draw down one time. Hey, that guy a bitter more and bitter wood in a man. This Andrew Wallace, AK Craven here. Mr. 28 bank account. Mr. Big Nose Slimy Head Parrot. Him dangerous. We have to move him by all cars. Yeah. We have to move him. And we are use the right process, you know. When you hear me say by all cars, you know. We are use the right process. Don't get me wrong. And twits what me I say. We are using the right process to get rid of you. Because you're too dangerous to the society. Yeah? So all we have to do is come and educate for people. That's all we have to do. The process might be slow, but we will attain and achieve what there is to be achieved. Eventually, our people will yield to the message. Because just the mere fact say you come and attack them picnic right now, you know. See, Christmas a come, tie gonna half of the shopping list. You hear that by a tie gun? That half of the shopping list. I mean, I tell the tire manufacturing association say, yeah, this guy are bringing a product into disrepute. You need to take some action against this piece of shit, yeah. Yeah, him too much now. Yeah, if you have to cut back some of them arrogance and power yeah, where my exhibit. Cause see it, him start all attack international manufacturer. When people read this outside of Jamaica and see what's going on in Jamaica, they must be wondering what is going on in the Prime Minister head. But me can't tell them say I be a shit in the Prime Minister head. Yeah. Him come like a nightingale, but a lag head that. I be a mortgage and shit in a Andrew head. Andrew not good for the society. Andrew is a black guy who come and try to present himself like a Mr. Wonderful or a Mr. Nice guy. He's one of the most evilest thing I've tried through the land of Jamaica right now. Yeah? Andrew evil to the point that all the devil are run from him. All the devil are run from Andrew Wallace right now. You're not supposed to have your leader practicing wobbyism. You know, say under Andrew Wallace leadership and administration, a nasty piece of shit truck like Delroy truck can come tell us if we legalize wobby. Eh? We're still with them to buy into them type of narrative there. But just to show you, it's a corrupted things in our society, you know. Yeah? But you have that to show you, so when we see them corrupted, they're really and truly corrupted. Yeah? Because this is what them try to legalize. Yeah? Them never try to legalize marijuana, which is the healing of the nation. And Mark Golding have to do that. And when Mark Golding do it, just them jump and start export it. Them are shit. Anything to do with quick money or that, for them hobby. Working and building the countries are no activity for them. Yeah, but telling us that Andrew is not Prime Minister material and he's not required by the Jamaican people anymore. Yeah, Jamaican people are feel it left, right, and center under this guy administration. Remember, the country moved from recession and is now in a depression. Come this December when people should be having a nice time. You know, a family reunion structures as what we normally know Jamaica used to look forward to when Christmas come. Watch your kids them play. Remember that come off of the table now, you know. That come off of the table. The money now go there. The diaspora hold back. The kids them now go have no tie like what them used to have. Yeah. Yeah, but now have to go get some bamboo and start make some kite and get the youth them and learn them to fly kite. But we know if you kite to lift up all picnic wind come. And you are destruction to the nation here. And now forget why it's not Jamaica. We now have to move away from Andrew free handout packages. Yeah. And look forward to the day when you can have a job. Want to report to. Yeah. And not a slavery job. A job that will reward you know, beneficially so you can grow in a family. Yeah. Behind the talk about Jamaica must become a place where you can raise your family and work and enjoy. And you go inside, man, you a piece of shit. You know under your administration, Jamaica will never attain such status. People are running from Jamaica now. Because they're afraid of what's going on in Jamaica. Here, afraid of what's going on. Just look at that young lady. She raised her nephew. Yeah? I don't know if you know what happened to the young man, mother. You always talk about Jabbar Parkinson from Cherry Tree Lane. Yeah? The aunt raised him. Yeah? And when you have an aunt that caters for your nephew, you know, say, him have a discipline. Because I shouldn't take him if him bad, you know. And that young man living in such a nice, wonderfully kept home. You can't see how them home present itself, you know how him live. Him just come in from him work, and him last meal was a patchy. Okay? And this kleptocratic government and its undesirable state agent where it have, yeah, where it militarize through the help and aid of and this commissioner what we call Google Gaga. Yeah? Them get rid of the youth. Because we are going now, Google to not really, you know, design it, you know. It was the original Google Gaga design how the country policing must, you know, administrate on a day-to-day basis. Yeah? You see when Andrew used to create them whole heap of mad chaotic with state of emergency and Zozo and drama, was to get the man them to be active on the ground, participating alongside the soldier and learning how the soldier operate. Who don't even know that? Andrew integrate the thing in a society, yeah, in a way where Uno couldn't even see what him do. That's why we had regular Zozo for how much month continuously, but no civil war now go on. And you ask the question, then why we have this on the ground? It was to get the police them learning alongside the military. That's why everybody in them in throw away the stripe. You need no stripe. You want them look like the soldier them. Remember soldier deal with balaclava, you know. And rucksack on back. Our police them never dress like that. But under Andrew Holness administration, the dress code move away from a respectable dress code to an unacceptable dress code. Man all in a tight pants, slippers and socks, flip-flop slippers. Hey, Andrew sick to muck in a man. Andrew coming like dog vomit. You know when dog nyam green grass to take wash out? Andrew, you're sick stomach, man. I yield back the floor, my brother.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, definitely want to say a big thanks to Melting Pot. And that is where we are going to end the program for tonight. We are saying a big thanks for all the people who passed through, right? We are saying that, you know, thank you to continue to support the Mystic Sensation, right? Melting Pot, big up yourself. Melting Pot, give me a call after the program, right? Give me a call.
All right.
Right?
All right.
So,
yeah.
People, I want to say, you know, enough love, right? And, you know, walk good, and thank you for supporting the Mystic Sensation. We really do appreciate that, right? So we are going to close the program now and see you again. And remember, tune in to, right, none other than Reggae Dub Scene, right, tomorrow. You know, same time, same place, you know it got, right? You know, always have the message, right? So yeah, blessing, right, people? We are out. Love you. Blessings. Melting Pot. Yeah, shout me up.
All right, my brother.
I don't want you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable. And stop making excuses for them.